Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
And Cardi B expecting big news.
I hope he agrees with her assessment.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll get in there with the mic, and we'll get the answers. We'll get the answers we need. People,
Fred Kirsch has done the impossible. He's silenced Paul Perillo.
I see Drake May having yet another best career game with our King Ghidorah. I don't know what King Ghidorah is. It's a Godzilla thing.
That's because they have the three-headed monster.
Yeah.
Okay, good reference.
Okay, good.
Like, I don't think we should be going into games thinking the other team has the coaching edge anymore.
Well, tell me how good the Patriots offense is going to be, and then I'll tell you how many times they're going to sack them.
Famous people
Right.
are often in volatile relationships.
I think it's false.
Entertainers, athletes.
It's not like Drew and Mora.
But that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be about, you shouldn't just pay for your access. I don't think it's right.
Welcome to America. I think Parcells respected the media, especially the older guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of his kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I'm just picturing the old newspaper guys smoking cigarettes,
Right,
typing away at the keyboard.
yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Oh, and then where did Evan go?
Maybe he felt like he emptied the clip of football knowledge today after Catch 22, and he's got nothing more to say.
I don't think that Evans ever emptied the clip of football knowledge.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium, and we're getting closer to a big weekend here at Gillette Stadium. We'll start with Saturday. We've got Bill Parcells and Julian Edelman coming in to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. No Socks and myself are going to be sitting down with Bill Parcells to do a Pats from the Past episode on the podcast, so I can't wait for that.
I'd be intimidated. Not gonna lie. Bill Parcells.
At this point, I'm not.
No.
Back
Well,
then,
you-
I would be.
Yeah, you knew him, though. You had a relationship with him. Because I felt that way. I am not going to be able to join. And
I was supposed to make it about him.
No, I was telling Mike, legitimately, I would be
Yeah.
on a little on edge
Yeah.
talking to a guy like
At
that.
this point, I think I can take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like physically?
Yeah.
Like,
Come
on.
Like if it came to that, you know.
I hope it doesn't.
But anyway,
really
No
be
Socks would be he caught in the middle of that one. That would be something.
so that'll be fun.
No Socks is a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then, of course, on Sunday we've got the big game, 1:00, Pittsburgh-Steelers. I'm up to this point. I don't really even know what my pick's going to be.
No,
at this
really?
point.
Wow.
No, I'm still debating.
Game
He
time
doesn't know what
decision.
his pick is going to be. I know what his pick is going to be, but he doesn't.
Write it down. We'll see if you're right.
Tortured.
So
37-3.
yes, we will be doing the picks later. It's Alex, it's Deuce, it's me, it's Paul, it's Evan, it's Alex and Matt back in the booth, getting the show done. So what do we know? What do we know? What's changed since yesterday at 2:00 when we ended our show?
Christian Gonzalez was at practice.
Okay.
But we knew that at 2:00.
No, but let him go. Let him go.
I'm
But
just trying
you
to think
didn't-
what changed.
We didn't see him.
We
at
didn't
practice.
actually have evidence of it.
Physical eyes on him. Practice.
Yeah, we
Limited.
did.
I think we did.
Didn't do a lot. There was a link.
There is no way you could have seen him before 2:00 at practice yesterday.
That's when you guys were out there, right?
No,
Right.
we were out there after the show ended.
Yeah, Evan was still waiting for his escort when I came
I guess
out.
I made the mistake of listening to the head coach tell me he was going to be at practice.
All right. Anyway.
But that was when Fred said after the press conference, no real news there. I said, he just said that Gonzalez is going to practice.
He's going to do some stuff.
Yeah, so
He did some stuff.
He was listed as limited.
He was listed as limited officially. We saw just individuals, and we saw him go through a couple of drills, but nothing full speed or crazy at all. So we did see him and Carlton Davis back together, though, doing the jugs machines and stuff like they were very, very
those 3
early
days
on in
of
training
non-match
camp.
practice.
But I wouldn't necessarily glean much in terms of how. I know the question, how is he moving, and we didn't see him moving at full speed.
Now, there were portions that you didn't see at practice, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, do we know if he participated in those? I mean, it said limited, but
Yeah.
No.
who knows what that really means?
Yeah, there's no way of us really knowing when exactly they cut off his participation. So,
Okay.
no, but we were out there through individual periods, and he was doing some of the cornerback drills, the different things that they do at the beginning of practice there to warm up and things like that. And from what we saw, like obviously, again, not full speed, he was moving pretty well. So I think that there's some optimism that he's headed back into the right direction here with everything.
What percentage would you guys put him, participating in the game?
10%.
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a little more. 40 to 50%.
I was going to say 25%.
5%.
Yeah.
No, I'm the most optimistic. That never happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I just like to pleasantly be surprised if he were able to go, but
Doesn't want to be hurt again.
I just
don't wanna get my
wonder
hopes up.
at what point you can only do so much in practice, and he hasn't had a preseason, he hasn't had a training camp really. Right. So in order to get him live reps, the only way you're going to be able to do that is in the game. So even if you just put him out there on third downs or something like that, just to get his feet wet and get him back up, into a game and into live reps, I just wonder if maybe that is the path that they choose. And so they're not going to throw him out there and have him play 100% of the snaps on Sunday, but can you throw him out there and maybe he plays 20 snaps, or he's in a package, or he's on third down, or whatever the case may be, just to get him back into a game.
let's get into the man zone thing a little bit. We talked about on the preview. I think Rodgers facing a high amount of man coverage, which makes sense. He understands where the holes in the zones are. And the Patriots have struggled. They didn't play a lot of man defense last week, but the first week they did. And to have Gonzalez back and enable you to play man, and maybe allow Rodgers to hold the ball a little bit longer with good coverage, that's going to allow your four-man pass rush to get home. So I think it's a big game about those man zone splits on both sides of the ball and blitzing. I think that you can't really blitz Aaron Rodgers. He's going to know. So the front four have to get pressure. And on the other side of the ball, Drake's seen a ton of zone, and Pittsburgh plays a lot of man. So I think this is going to be a different game for Drake. He's going to have to, we talked about Pop Douglas maybe coming back in the mix with his ability to get open, maybe Kyle Williams. But they're going to blitz, and they're going to play man. And so I think there's going to be a lot on Drake, getting the protection set, knowing where to go with the ball. I think it could be, a chance for Drake to, Josh has seemed to have a pretty good beat on this offense, or this defense, excuse me. But at the same time, I think there's going to be a little bit more on Drake's plate. Can he execute what Josh wants to do against these guys?
Do you think they're going to be paying special attention to T.J. Watt in the form of double teams, and will they tell Drake, hey, don't worry about him, we got him?
I hope so. It seems like a matter of time before they get right. And, they have too much talent, I think, to be one of the worst defenses in football. So don't let them get right against you. And, again, I think a lot is on Drake being able to process what they're doing, where they're going to be blitzing from. T.J. Watt's just such a simple piece of it. That he doesn't need to blitz. He can just win by himself. So don't let them get going this week. Don't let them start to have the kind of game where they get some momentum and they start to feel themselves a little bit.
So back to Fred's question about what, if we found out it's, after 2 o'clock, I would go on to that injury stuff both ways. First, I'm going to go with the Patriots and T.J. Watt. You mentioned, did you happen to notice Morgan Moses, and does he look the same as he did last week, moving around? I know he's still on the injury report with a foot.
Yeah, I was actually
he was limping pretty good after the game.
I was actually pretty shocked that he was out there at all yesterday, because he wasn't last week. He didn't practice on Wednesday last week. And then after the game, like you said, I think Doug Kide of the Herald said that he saw him in a boot. I didn't see that, but maybe Doug did. And, then to see him get out there already on Wednesday, I was pretty surprised that he was even participating at all.
That's something to monitor. If he, obviously you're not at 100%, now, but how much help does he need? Is he able to go? Because that could put the third rookie in the offensive on the offensive line in Marcus Bryant. And I agree with Mike. T.J. Watt's too good of a player to be held down. But on the good news, injury-wise, is there were a couple of members of that secondary for Pittsburgh that have been out, and they both didn't participate yesterday. And Joey Porter, their best corner, and Deshaun Elliott, their best safety, they didn't participate in practice on Wednesday. That's usually a sign that they're probably not going to be available for the game. We'll see if it updates today and they get out there and they're limited today. Tomlin, I guess, on Monday said he gave them both a chance. They haven't played yet. So Yeah, I think Elliott got hurt in the opener. I'm not sure if Porter got hurt in the preseason or in the opener, but they didn't play last week, neither one. That could be a huge difference. When you're missing, let's call it 2/5 of your secondary. Let's say everybody plays 5 defensive backs. Missing 2 starters out of your 5, that hurts you. I mean, look at how much Gonzalez has affected the Patriots.
Yeah, it's made them play Ramsey a lot more on the outside than I think they envisioned when they traded for him. I think they wanted to play Ramsey in the slot.
And even Slay has seen better days. He's a good player, but he's seen better days.
So I think they wanted it to be Joey Porter Jr. on one side, Slay on the other, and Ramsey playing the star, the nickel role, which he's amazing at. He's really good at that. And then they've had to play him a little bit more on the outside. And last week, actually, against Seattle, he had a rough game. I know he had the pick, but gave up like 125 yards in coverage or something like that. So I don't think that Ramsey at this stage of his career is like a pure outside corner, man-to-man anymore. So
JSN.
JSN, Cooper Kupp. So I think that they would ideally like to play Ramsey more in the slot, but they can't because Porter's not healthy. So that's sort of what has happened there. Alex Highsmith's probably not going to play in this game.
He's definitely out.
Yeah, high
Tomlin
ankle
already
sprain.
called him out.
So that's good news as well for the Patriots. Herbig's not a slouch though. He's a good rusher, but he's not Alex Highsmith. So that's they're a little banged up. They are.
All right. Well,
yeah, it's five starters.
You still didn't answer my
defense.
question whether or not they're going to double team T.J. Watt.
Well, I don't know what the game plan is.
What do you think?
That'll be part of it. Yeah, I mean, there'll be times to do that, I think. Stick Hunter Henry over there and make sure you get a chip on him. But I think Josh is clever at, it's not every single time we're going to have to chip him. We're running away from him sometimes. Maybe you're trying to trap him sometimes. There's, a wide array of things I think they can do to prevent him from, just getting that first sack maybe in the first quarter and then feel like, all right, now I'm starting to feel it. Here I come. Like, that's what you want to look out for. But it's interesting with, what Paul's saying, that the two defensive approaches mirror each other pretty well. I think both sides are going to want to play man. Both sides are probably not going to have exactly the right personnel that they'd like to do that. So who can hold up better? And I mean, I think as Evan has been saying, maybe like the Patriots matchup with having the size of Carlton Davis to put on DK in select spots, and you're not too afraid of Calvin Austin with Marcus Jones. So I still think Alex Austin, those guys, they got to be a little better. I mean, Alex Austin got picked on himself last week, so. Second late to some of those. Looked like he was about to have a couple pass breakups, but secondary's got to be better. They've got to be more in sync, and it starts with the linebackers too. That communication has got to improve, and you hope with reps that their zone defense gets a little bit more well dispersed.
It's so funny how things change. During the offseason, it was like, how's the offense going to be? And defense is going to be better. Don't worry about the defense. And then we come out of this game, and it's like, well, the offense is looking okay. What's going to happen with the defense? It's like a week-to-week thing.
Yeah, and I would say that Vrabel spent a lot of time with the offense in training camp. And without Terrell Williams, I also wonder if, maybe Vrabel needs to spend more time in the defense meetings and make sure that they get that side of the ball buttoned up because, you mentioned T.J. Watt. He doesn't have a sack, but it's T.J. Watt. He's been disruptive. He's been, a problem in the first couple weeks of the season anyways. And, they've done a nice job with keeping the pressure rate down without necessarily, always winning their blocks, which I think is a scheme thing. It's a McDaniels thing. Credit to Drake May a little bit for that as well. But right now they're 9th in the league in pressure rate allowed, which is good. They're 25th in the league in pass blocking win rate. So there's a discrepancy there of how are they so low in the league in win rate, but they're so high, and on the good side with pressure rate. And to me, that is scheme. It's they know that the offensive line is not going to pass protect for 3-4 seconds. So they're moving the pocket and they're getting the ball out and they're doing different things to try to help the offensive line along here. And it's paid dividends so far. I mean, I think Max Crosby made his plays in week 1, but I don't feel like he took the game over.
I agree.
And
he was good, but he didn't dominate.
Right.
The game.
And last week maybe Jalen Phillips isn't Max Crosby or T.J. Watt, but he's not a slouch. He's not a bad player.
No, they have good pass rushers, and none of the three of them really impacted the game, to a negative degree.
Yeah, every time in 3rd and long when they drop back pass, they are chipping a lot. They're the running backs or the tight ends are staying in for an extra beat, and and chipping the ends and trying to help out Moses and Campbell in that way. So I think that just the overall approach to managing pass rush has been pretty solid for the first couple weeks. So if you're going up against a guy like TJ Watt, I guess you have that.
Henderson had a couple hold calls in pass blocking last week. Is that just the speed of the game is different than college?
I think, I mean, I had him with 2 sacks allowed and a couple of holds, and then he also got called for a hold on special teams, although Vrabel kind of explained that one away yesterday during his press conference. But I don't know what it is because he was great at it in college, and it doesn't seem like it would be a physical thing based off of what he was doing in college. But we talked a little bit about this the other day, the dual read system that they run for the running backs, where they're really reading off of 2 different players and having to decipher post-snap who they're going to block. And when you have a complex system like that, then it probably is mental, where he's not entirely sure who his guy is, and then he's got to react on the fly to who's blitzing and who's dropping. And the other sack that he had, like Hunter Henry chipped the end and then was releasing down the field, and it was a play-action pass, and Henderson just kind of ran right by the guy and didn't adjust, to the assignment. So I think a lot of it is mental right now.
Okay. All right. Keon White, any idea what the illness is that's keeping him off the field?
No, he's watching practice in street clothes yesterday, so I don't know what that implies, but yeah.
There's a bad respiratory thing going around.
So
you guys know I've been dealing with it.
Hold on. So he was watching practice in street clothes. Was he with the other guys?
Well, I mean, Evan could maybe speak to.
No, he was. He was like off in the back, like behind,
no, because the reason I ask is if he is ill and it's a contagious type of illness, that would make sense.
Yeah. I've only been in the locker room.
He says this like if I knew what it was, I could say.
I don't know if you guys saw him any other days this week in the
locker
room, but I haven't
if he
seen
was
him.
like in the mix with guys, then obviously whatever the illness is isn't contagious.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't even know what to speculate. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is there something going on? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm just trying to peel the onion a little bit.
I mean, if he was, I don't know. I mean, I think if he still wasn't around the team, maybe I would think something was up too.
Yeah.
Like it would seem weird if something was up and then he was just watching, maybe. But I don't know. I mean, he's an interesting player, and I don't think everybody had a certain view of him coming into the season, and it's kind of been disappointing so far.
I just think, it's different. I mean, it's not common to miss games with illness, let alone, have it spill into a second week. I have no idea what it is, though, but I just think it's a little different.
It is. Yeah, no question.
All right, 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast@patriots.com is the email address. During halftime, you and Evan sat down with Garrett Bradbury.
We did. Yeah, we got to sit down with him yesterday. A little brief chat. It was fun. He was just coming off the practice field, so I think we'll play that at halftime.
We'll play that while I'm eating.
Yeah. Nice guy. I asked him, a little bit about. Evan asked some football questions. I asked just about being Minnesota, being the NFC North, getting a close-up look at Aaron Rodgers over the years, and clearly has a lot of respect for him. And I jokingly said it, but I mean, right now, if you go by the PFF numbers, he's the #1 pass blocking center in the league. So, nice start for him. I don't know. Again, I'm not getting too much into those stats at the early part of this, but he's been really good. I think he got a lot of criticism, during the summer of, is he the guy? And are they, he was locked in a competition, right? So, but played pretty well the first 2 weeks. We'll see if it continues this week. Big challenge with that big monster he's going to be lining up across from.
I'm surprised that they haven't tested him a whole lot in the first 2 weeks of the season. Yeah, I would have thought third down, you put a pass rusher right over him and see if he can pass protect. And the Raiders and the Dolphins didn't really do that, which was kind of surprising. But he's been sneakily good for the most part. I mean, I thought the run game stuff was a little so-so in week 1, but last week was better, and the pass blocking has been clean. It's been better than expected. And
the Dolphins have Sealer, who's a pretty good interior
but he was
player.
rushing on the guards a lot.
He wasn't on him at all?
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that Bradbury's been, discredit anything that he's doing.
I'm
just saying it's not exactly like he's got Vince Wilfork over his nose and like he's got a, it hasn't
Jenkins.
Right. It hasn't exactly been that. But the one thing I thought was cool that Bradbury said in our interview was I was asking him about Mike Vrabel's involvement with the offensive line. And he said that he's the most involved head coach in the offensive line that he's ever had. And I really felt like that just kind of stands out speaks to the importance of that position group to Vrabel and that, tone setting, like is kind of what he was talking about and the identity of the team and all that kind of stuff. And I guess Vrabel, I don't want to give away the whole thing, but Vrabel early on, got into the offensive line room and said like, this is like the intensity and like the message that we want to send and the type of football that we want to play like starts in this room. Like you are the guys that are going to set the tone, the physical tone for the rest of the football team. And so it's clearly very important to Vrabel that this offensive line gets sorted out and that they fix what's been a very bad offensive line for the last couple years. And the stats, at least through 2 weeks, have really bared that out. They've been much better up front on the offensive line for the first couple weeks.
Okay.
Just quick story. I like hearing him say that. I flashed back to when I played high school football and I played tackle at this size.
He's always got to make it about him.
Yeah, what's this have to do with your high school football career?
It's funny. We were terrible, and I remember like before our first game because I had been practicing for like a week. I didn't really know what I was doing all that much, and the coach. You could tell like he just loved his high school football experience so much. He grew up in Pennsylvania. It was so serious. And here we are at Vermont Academy, a small school where like you were begging every kid you possibly could to play football. And I remember him being like, it all starts with us. Like, you guys are the hogs. Like, you guys got to lead the tone. And I'm looking around like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here, coach. And then we ended up like losing every game but one. And it was, I felt so disappointed in him where he's like, it all starts with you guys. And I'm like, coach, we don't know what we're doing here.
Relying on me.
I'm like, I started 3 days ago, coach. I'm like, I don't even know how to block.
I mean, if you want someone to run the power play, I can do that.
I know. I'm like, I'm just looking at the hockey review. Like, please don't get hurt.
Correct.
Deuce is like, pudding sharpens pudding.
Not in high school.
That's what it felt like. Good memories. We were terrible, and I was a horrible tackle. Both ways. Defensive tackle, offensive tackle. And
you weren't any better on one side or the other?
I don't even know what I was doing, Paul. I would just try to get in the way of guys, but man, it was... there's very few pictures exist of me actually playing high school football, and in one of them, I'm in a 4-point stance, and it's like, oh, that guy is not getting off the ground. Like you could just tell I had absolutely no flexibility, and like all they had to do was just kind of like push me down, and I would be out of the way. So, I was
no leverage,
no leverage, no,
yeah.
like, no, like there was like guys getting a 4-point stance, like that guy's about to explode.
Like the 4-point stance, all I'm thinking of is like Bradley Cooper and Wedding Crashers. Like,
no, that's what it was. It would look like just like some person just like bending over to touch the ground with the tips of their fingers, but like it's like, but no, it's supposed to be like you're like cocked, you're ready to go, like you're gonna explode off the ball. No. I was like, and then I'd stand straight up, and then they just blocked me into oblivion. I remember Williston, like that guy killed me, and I remember at halftime being like, I don't want to go back out there. I don't want to go do this for another half.
He took your will?
He took my will, and then they put the second team in, and I was like, all right, this isn't quite as bad. But they took that. It was so hot. They were so good. The kid's a monster in front of me, just flying off the ball every time, and I'm like, I want to be playing hockey.
Just took your will away from you.
My will was taken. It was absolutely taken. And
Soft.
That's why I was on the video team the next year.
Fred's right. Pudding sharpens pudding. Yeah.
It was. The pudding never got sharp for me. No.
All right. Podcast at patriots.com is how you email the show. And Michelle, who loves it when I call her Shalata.
There you go. I was looking for you.
She says, going into the season, this is exactly, all caps, what I wanted to see. Progress, not so much wins and losses. I can't help but wonder if the defense is looking a little bit all over the place since we haven't really had any stability on the coaching side due to the health of Williams. During the Raiders game, I was yelling at Drake to step into the pocket, left, east, west. He must have heard me because he was a lot better this week. Kids comfortable back there. Schittsburg, she said, is going down.
Whoa.
SCH.
Oh.
Yeah, SCH.
Oh,
So,
like Schitt's Creek. Right.
yeah, exactly.
I got you. You can say it then.
David.
Right.
David.
So,
Yeah,
I hope he's right.
No, I agree. I mean, even the defense stuff, like that's what we said all summer. Like it's going to be a little bit like, hey, they're getting sacks, but they're getting torched. And I mean, that's kind of been the case. So hopefully they can tighten it up a little bit. I mean, even as the defense guy, though, like the offense is showing some signs of life and some signs of being able to pass protect. And that to me is what makes good NFL teams. Like if we were out here and the offense was struggling, the defense looked amazing, I'd still feel kind of like stuck in the mud a little bit. So I'd rather have it this way than, the other way.
And Vrabel did kind of talk about Terrell Williams being around a little bit this week, but he said we're going to stick to what we did last week with Zach Core.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember the Titans when Coach Yost got the defense and Coach Boone's got the offense. And do you worry about your offense? Like I got the defense. That's like kind of how I feel right now with Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, where it's like Terrell Williams is in and out of the building. That's your defensive coordinator. We don't really know what his status is going to be. You have Zach Core, who I think is a good coach, but first time he's ever called plays in the NFL. Like, I think the head coach needs to spend some time with the defense, like especially as a guy that is the defensive guy. The offense right now, I think, is figuring itself out a little bit, and they have a really experienced coordinator, obviously, on that side of the ball. So I hope that Vrabel can button up the defense, because I agree with the emailer that right now it's been a little bit loose, missed tackles, missed coverage assignments, way too much space in zone. Like that type of stuff is coachable. Like that's buttoning things up on a defensive perspective.
Speaking of missing things, Warren says he's loved the show for years, but miss the arguments. Mike and Evan never make an opinion and argue for or against. Only Paul and Fred mix it up rarely these days. Mike just giggles the whole time. Oh. He wants more arguments.
I mean, what's there to argue about when they were 4-win seasons? Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's kind of true.
Yeah, like you have to disagree with something, right?
Like even just get to the middle where you can, then you feel like it's kind of like I felt going to watch film where it's like when they win, I'm more excited to go back and watch the bad stuff to how to fix it because I feel like it's worth it. It's worth arguing when you believe in a team and there are some things, but like when they win 4 games, they're like, I think they stink. I think they stink too. Like, okay.
You got a glimpse into Andy and Paul arguing with Fred during like 14-2 seasons.
Yeah,
like, how could you guys possibly argue about something? Because we're worried about the things that they're not doing well. We know the things that they do well.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure when you go to watch the film, it's like, the good things are good, but like, when there are actually good things to say, these are good, really has something.
Then you can become a playoff team. That,
right. Then you're excited to work. But when it all sucks, like what's your film review like when it all sucks and you're watching? There's nothing salvageable here. So
not fun, Mike.
I don't know. We'll try to argue more. We did a good trash talk this week, I thought, for P1 TV. So watch tonight if you can tune in.
Yeah. We switch places.
We slightly argue.
Okay. All right.
I'm all in, Freddie.
All right. Spee in Fresno writes in. He says this email will annoy Evan because he's allergic to nonsense. He says, yesterday Mike mentioned that in the locker room, the nameplates over the lockers are digital. That seems odd to me. Why aren't they physical nameplates? How long have they been digital? Seems impersonal. Like we're just waiting to reprogram a road sign when we move on from the player. Physical plates were more substantial and showed you believe in the guy's roots here. But maybe I've just have abandonment issues since Asquatch left to go nestle his Sputnik-sized cranium in Fitzy's blabbering groin. Wow.
What?
Wow.
What was the end of that? I think I got that. The whole thing about the nameplates, they're throwback this week.
It was
that's
cool.
why Mike brought it up.
That's the first time I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
They didn't do that last year.
I didn't know you brought it up, Mike.
Well, I had to. I mean, I was
and
in
you
the
returned to the locker
It's a
room,
detail.
right? Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
what was great,
look
though?
who's back.
You know what was
from
great,
the
though,
locker
is
room.
yesterday, Alex, right when I walked through the door, Alex just hit. And I thought it worked pretty well because I walked right in to like interrupt, but it was like, look who's back. And, it was like, look who's back. I announced my presence. So, filled it in.
So how long have they been
just
digital?
burst in, too.
At least 5 years, right? The digital nameplate.
As long as I've covered
As long
the
as
team.
I've been here.
Yeah, it's been a while. Speed.
Yeah.
They made that move.
They can just take other signs down too, like even
Whenever
if
they
it's a physical.
renovate
Yeah, I
sign.
don't think it's really that serious.
I'm excited for next year when they move into the new building. I guess that locker room's going to be state of the art.
I'm not excited about that.
Why not?
Because we're going to have to walk over there.
Oh, boy.
God forbid you get your steps in.
Yeah, God forbid you get a
if he
little
had to
God
exercise.
back,
forbid
Freddie.
you go see sunshine in the
Like,
middle of the day.
What if
Remember
it's
what we had to
cold?
do, Fred?
Oh,
If it's
yeah.
cold,
When we had to
I don't
walk,
wanna- yeah.
we had to walk uphill both ways in the
When
snow.
it's-
Go to Miami.
Oh, we worked on a Walpole.
when
In the
it's
in the old one,
January
yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, locker room, and I gotta walk out there in the snow,
We used to have to get in the car.
We had to drive to the.
and you walked uphill both
Up a
ways to
hill
school,
in a snowstorm.
and you
But
had
it's
no snowshoes, and we've heard it all.
So soft.
Evan's a diva. He wants a golf cart to get
I
there.
didn't say I wanted a golf cart. I just said that
golf cart.
I'm going to complain that it's
golf
cold.
cart.
That's all.
I think the content team should get a golf,
golf
cart
cart could-
when we move
Oh.
to the others.
Please, the content team will have about 7 of them.
I remember, speaking of back in the old days, we used to have an old guy named Eddie Mack, and he was in charge of all the TVs in the old stadium. And he was a big Parcells guy. So Parcells leaves, Pete Carroll takes over, but they're still practicing off campus. And I don't know, like, what this Eddie Mack expected, but they come back in all separate cars instead of like in a van or whatever. And I hear Eddie Mack go, "That wouldn't happen if Parcells was still here." Everything was, that wouldn't happen. That was his whole thing.
I think we should have our own cart, Deuce, that says for Evan and Deuce.
I think next year we're gonna have to get a golf cart for the content.
Well,
team.
Mr. Kraft has a golf cart that says
Owner.
his name on it.
Yeah.
And so I think
nice
Deuce and
one.
I should have one that says Evan and
Why
Deuce.
don't we just buy our own?
We're
and
just
then
gonna get you one that says ball knower.
Sure.
It'll have
I
a
want a
big
razor
I
screen.
mean, after
scooter.
yesterday, I
big
need some
screen,
help.
so on the way you can watch
It's really not that far.
all 22. We'll get you a driver,
there.
so you don't have to watch the
it's
Right
road.
there.
It's not right there. It's
right there.
Well,
It's
if
not.
you go out the tunnel out like the bay thing where they bring the trucks in, it's not
I guess
even that far of a
it's
walk.
right. Yeah,
It's
So
at the lower
field.
practice field.
Yeah.
I
it's
guess
right
you could
there.
walk that way
You have
and
to go
it's
outside for
inside.
practice anyways.
Yeah, I know, and it's cold.
Now, like the camera
gonna
guys,
get a
for
razor
that,
scooter.
like they should
It's
have
gonna
like
be
their
fun.
little carts and
Oh,
stuff. Like
you know me and
like the
scooters,
regular
they don't
media
go.
users. They all have carts for their
True.
cameras and their
Yeah.
tripods and stuff. You know, their equipment.
Right.
I think we need
I'm just gonna
golf
complain about
carts.
it.
I mean, Jesus. How soft are we?
Todd and Garner says this game is going to come down to the trenches. I feel that whomever can protect their
every
quarterback the best will win this one. Both Ds are hungry and aggressive, so it'll be interesting to see how the OCs approach it. My prediction is 31 Steelers, Pats 28. Evan will be raving about the O, and Deuce will be crying about the D.
I never cry.
Pause.
What about the D specifically will he be crying about?
Missed tackles, probably.
I guess Anthony says
Nah, I'm gonna stop.
there's audio cuts in and out for 10 minutes on YouTube. YouTube needs to be fixed. And if anyone's listening at YouTube,
YouTube. Get on it.
audio problems on YouTube.
On the YouTube.
I don't know what that's all about.
31-28. It'd be obviously extremely disappointing to lose, but at least it sounds like that would be another entertaining game. 31-28.
Well, I'm not here to be entertained. I'm
just
here to
said-
win.
Fred, did you not listen to everything
Yeah.
I said, or you just want to make fun of
I'm
me?
absolutely
know.
here to be
I know.
entertained.
Right, like the first game
Yep.
was not entertaining in
No.
any way.
No,
The
not
second
really.
game was, and it wasn't just because one was a loss and one was a win. Like
yeah.
the game unfolded in an entertaining.
But you know my
fashion.
stance about Patriots games.
I
I don't care how entertaining they are as long as we win.
I know,
I
but
can be entertained by the rest of the games.
See, I'm the
Would a
total
dominant
opposite.
win not be entertaining?
It would be to me.
well,
Me
it is.
too.
It is.
According
Fred.
to Big Head, he used to say that no.
But
we
it
would
was-
have arguments
It's
about
a little
that.
different. Now, if they had a dominant win on Sunday, that would be entertaining to me. Like when you're going 14-2 and you're just beating the crap out of vastly inferior teams. I liked the games that were
God forbid.
close.
Yeah, I find that entertaining.
And that's what he used to yell at Andy all the time because
Who
Andy would
doesn't?
be like, "Yeah, that was boring," because it was.
Oh my god.
We were very spoiled.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds it.
Oh yeah.
I get
Took
made
it for
fun of.
granted. Took it for granted.
Quig writes in, looking for the defense to step up and contain Rodgers in the pocket. He doesn't like to be hit. Wasn't Tomlin complaining about the communication system the last time they were here? Maybe round 2 of Unicorn and Show Ponies.
Was that the last time they
Those
were
are
here?
two
that they
different
had-
games.
No, I think
Scott-
that was farther back.
Yeah, Unicorn and Show Ponies was
New
the
Orleans.
Saints.
Cincinnati.
That was the Saints game.
Oh,
in New Orleans.
Saints, right.
But the last, I don't know if it was the last time, but Tomlin had that classic post-game
Scott
rant
Zolak,
because
right.
we're listening to Scott Zolak in the headsets.
That's funny. It's pretty random, but Patriots have been, and we said before, they're 7-19 at home, the worst home record since 2022. But somehow they've beaten the Steelers twice on the road. Like Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi beat the Steelers. Like it's just one of those like weird anomalies where they've been losing pretty much to everybody, but they still can beat the Steelers those 2 years.
That's,
Yeah.
that's why it makes me optimistic about this
Yeah.
game because I feel like in both instances,
Institutional
I feel
knowledge.
like they have something on this Steelers defense. Like I don't know what it is,
We own them.
but if you can, like that Thursday night game, I know the second half wasn't quite as good as the first half, but Bailey Zappi threw 3 touchdown passes in the first half of that Thursday night game. And that was the best offense they played all year long in 2023. And it was against the Steelers, against that Tomlin defense on a short week where they didn't have a ton of time to really change what they do. And it just feels like they kind of have a book on like, this is the Steelers like to play this coverage. These are their checks. This is what they do. And we just kind of know how to beat it. And so that's what makes me optimistic.
Boston Cream writes in with a picks update from the fan app.
Okay.
He says, week 1 saw Doug from Marlboro with a 14-2 in first place. And week 2 had both Cody from Indiana and Spencer from Connecticut go 16-0.
Wow.
Wow.
So they shared the best record for the week. And Brian from
Majesty.
Minnesota has the overall best record at 28-4.
Wow.
So are we sending these people T-shirts?
One better
Matt?
than our leader.
You are?
I haven't sent any of these people T-shirts yet, but I can when they send.
Well, you should email Kareem. Boston Cream.
Boston Cream's gotten T-shirts.
No, I know. But, he has T-shirts?
Yeah, he just got in the last round I sent out. He got 3.
No. We need to find out how to get T-shirts for Doug and Marlboro and Cody and Spencer.
Okay, just email addresses to podcast@patriots.com and I'll get you T-shirts.
Okay.
Just like that.
But so Boston Cream's not supplying that? I don't know how any of this is working.
I don't think anyone should give their address to the donut.
Right. Well, we have to. I mean, we have to get
Nobody
them
give
T-shirts.
information to Boston Cream.
I don't know. However we do it, we need to get T-shirts to these people. So, okay, good stuff.
The new T-shirts are great, by the way. I was wearing mine yesterday. Very.
Why are they great?
They're very comfortable. They fit. They just have a good. Some T-shirts just feel like they fit right. I feel like that's one of those.
Just got one sent out to Somalia yesterday.
Oh,
okay.
We're huge in Somalia.
Have you washed it yet?
I did wash
to the
it.
mouth.
So no shrinkage?
No shrink. And well, always just a tiny bit, but no, it's stretched out pretty good. Good quality. Good quality. I'm
Listening
a T-shirt
to Mike express genuine enthusiasm for a T-shirt, right? And then I think back to the person who called in wrote in on Tuesday criticizing you for why don't you be a fan once in a while? Like, this is a guy who is legitimately enthusiastic about a T-shirt.
Well, he is the T-shirt guy.
Well, it's
And
kind
how
of my
it
business.
fits.
I dabble.
And
you know
they're
this,
making
Paul.
they're making fun of you for not being properly excited Sunday after the win.
I mean,
like
his-
that.
We got
His
to
T-shirt.
tackle.
That's just poor to me.
We got to tackle. We got to take the ball away. We've got to be better. Then I'll be more excited. But
Okay.
Mike would be excited with a 3-0 win.
Ugh.
well, I mean, it's interesting because like my writing
At least
feeds
that means
into
we
it.
kicked
Like
well.
I was
means the
heart
D came up big.
palpitations. Trying to like write and finish your piece like for right at the end of the game, and it's back and forth and back and forth, and like at a certain point, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna pick the side they're gonna win, and I start to like round it out that they're gonna win, and then like heart like pounding at the end of the game. I'm like, because if it changes and they get in, I'm gonna have to change all this stuff. I'm gonna have to get off the post game show.
Yeah, he made the declaration. He's like, if Miami ends up winning this game, I'm just going to let you guys know right now. I'm not going to be able to do much in the first 10 minutes of the show.
I did say that.
I hadn't had to write about a game that they won in that fashion.
Oh, I know.
In a while, and it was kind of weird for me post game too. I was like, how do I?
Well, usually
They
when I
won
write that
a
piece,
game where they scored points
Flexing
and like I
muscles
was
you
like,
forgot you had.
Yeah,
that's usually like a 5, like the old games when they like 5 points maybe. This one like 11. Like I mean, there were
Yeah.
so many twists and turns in
There's
it. So
5 lead changes, and I'm more used to like the game that they won in Chicago last year, where
Right.
it was the game was over
It was
at
over the whole
halftime,
second half.
and like they scored no points, but they sacked the court. And in this game, it was like this was a back and forth, lead changes, punt return touchdowns, kickoff return touchdowns. I was like, this was an actual football game.
crazy.
Good.
Crazy.
Sean writes in, one great win Sunday, and if you don't want to run through a wall like for Mike Vrabel, you have no pulse. 2, I know 2 weeks late, but love the rivalry uniforms. Surprisingly, I don't know if they'll become permanent ones down the line, but not bad. Just don't go back to the blue on blue look. They'll never be permanent, but they'll be wearing those
The
for rivalries games permanently.
Yeah.
And 3, I like a shootout this week, 38-30 for the Patriots. And now he has a little game. What do these 10 Patriots have in common? Stanley Morgan, all wide receivers. Stanley Morgan, Harold Jackson, Irving Fryer, Randy Moss, Gino Cappelletti, Deion Branch, Troy Brown, Wes Welker, Randy Vataha, and David Givens. What do they all have in common? You'll never get it. So I'll just go.
So
right
the answer is not they're all Patriots wide receivers?
No. According to Sean,
Yes, but no.
he says what they have in common is that they're all better than Julian Edelman. Sorry, I know you will disagree, but I felt he needed to wait before getting in as a first-time Hall of Famer.
Okay.
But congratulations to him and Coach Parcells. Let's hope it's not 30 years for Belichick.
Can you just do me a favor? Don't.
What?
You could blatantly ignore me.
Okay.
I wanted you to go down the list so we go one by one. We don't have to give any
who's the
detailed
second
No,
thought,
I
but,
think it's a ridiculous.
I-
Don't give it any credence.
You say David Givens was better
Yeah,
than
David
Julian
Givens,
Edelman?
Randy Vataha.
Like, what are we doing?
on.
I don't even know who the second guy
I
was.
know me.
Come
either.
on.
What are we doing?
By the way, Evan, you had a nice story that you talked to Bill O'Brien about. Some really nice quotes from O'Brien
Yeah.
about Julian Edelman.
some of those guys were better, but not
Randy Moss is a
not
Hall
all
of
of them.
Famer.
Not all of them were better.
No.
Yeah. That piece will publish tomorrow. Is
It hasn't gone out yet.
it's okay.
Okay.
You didn't give too much
They're
away.
loading it up with media.
Yeah, it'll come out tomorrow. It was cool. I actually got to talk to Edelman right at the end of training camp. I was talking to him about playing slot receiver, and for a different piece, and we ended up going down memory lane of his rookie training camp and his ascension there in 2009 to make the roster. And I kind of just felt like it was better as its own piece than putting it in the slot receiver piece because he's going into the Hall of Fame. And then old friend Lucas, and old friend, still friend of No Socks.
Yep.
He hooked me up with Bill O'Brien, who was the offensive coordinator for the Patriots in 2009 when they drafted Edelman. So it was cool, and some really cool stories from Billy O about scouting Julian Edelman out of Kent State and how that all came to be. So,
Yeah. So that'll be coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, great. Look forward to that. Isaac writes in, it seemed to me last Sunday that while the pass rush numbers bear out a good game, the actual look of it was up and down. On early downs, when Elijah Ponder and Kyrus Tonga were on the field, they were stonewalling the run. But when Tua started throwing on those downs, that's when he was hitting big plays. Is there an adjustment that you see there to maybe have Milton Baltimore play more? I'd love to know what the snap percentages were along the D line. Probably have those.
I could tell you that right now.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily an issue of who was playing. I think we've talked about this on Tuesday. The coverage wasn't very good. And, Tua's time to release was right around 2 seconds for the majority of the game. And you can have, the best defensive line in football rushing the quarterback. If he's getting the ball out in 2 seconds, it's not going to make a difference. So they were able to clamp down coverage-wise in the second half, especially that fourth quarter, and then the pressure started to mount. And I think you can see that.
Yeah, the two guys that you're asking about, Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, played a ton. They played 68 and 67% of the snaps, respectively. So they were out there more than 2/3 of the time. I think, Mike, you broke down very specific numbers in terms of the pass rush, and the email is right. For 3/4 of the game, the pass rush was largely dormant. And then in the fourth quarter, I think you had them for 3 pressures in the first 3 quarters combined.
Sack, yeah.
And then they had like 10 or 12 in the fourth quarter, including 3 or 4 sacks.
Yep.
I think that was partly due to the game situation. And, frankly, it was partly due to Miami. Miami put itself behind the chains on the last 2 possessions, and that helps. Mm-hmm. When you have 4th and longs, you have a good chance to get home because the quarterback can't just get it out immediately. He has to get it beyond the sticks. Yeah. So when it's 4th and 8 or 4th and 7, whatever the case may be, 4th and 13, you can't just immediately throw it before pressure gets there. You have to wait till someone makes themselves available. Milton Williams, incredible move on the last sack, individual effort, but that's a 4th and long that you're able to get home on. That's how you play defense nowadays. You can't stop them every play. You got to stop them on the big plays.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is there a part of you that thinks that, all right, if they get the tackling fundamentals cleared up, that maybe this is kind of a defense that could be built for the playoffs where it does come down to a couple possessions at the end and is this? I know it's hard to extrapolate that. Oh, they did it against the Dolphins in week 2. This is
let me
always
know
going
what
to
the
be.
offense turns into, and I'll tell you if the defense is good enough to win in the playoffs.
But if you have some guys who can get that pressure, I mean, we saw that Giants pass rush with their front four that just absolutely dominated.
Yeah, their defense isn't good enough to win in the playoffs if the offense plays like it did against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Their defense is good enough to win in a game if the offense does what it did the other day. Because to me, that was night and day. How much more effect? They barely played. The defense played 7 minutes in the first half.
I know.
They were not good in the first half, but they were only out there for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So the other team can't score when they don't have the ball.
Yeah, to me, that's just one of the biggest takeaways that I don't know. I mean, we talked about it, but the dramatic shift in scheme and approach between week 1 and week 2 for this Patriots team. I think Evan said the week 1 offensive approach looked like a training, like preseason, and that was on both sides of the ball. Now, I mean, I know there's different play caller from week 1 to week 2 for the defense, but it's the same thing. They're just spinning the dial with every coverage known to man, trying to figure out how to solve Tua. So I'm really curious what they do this week. Are they going to tack back on, what's going to change this week? There was dramatic changes last week.
Yeah, I think the pass rush numbers are like Paul said, like you get caught up in them, but they're such situation based that, especially this early on in the season, once you have a sample of 4 to plus games where you can really unpack it, but 2 games into the season, the numbers can be really deceiving. And the first 3 quarters, they really weren't getting them off schedule, and Miami was hitting them early down passes and staying ahead of the chains. And then the fourth quarter, they got behind schedule and they got into long down and distance, and the pass rush turned up. And I don't think it's any more complex than that, because just like across the board, their defensive line all looks like they're winning more times than not. But if the quarterback's getting rid of the ball quickly, there's just nothing you can do as a defensive lineman. And Milton Williams said it after the game. He said, we kept on telling ourselves, just keep rushing. Just keep rushing. The coverage will give us a chance. Just keep rushing. And they were like, Tua's just getting rid of the ball so quickly.
And one of your colleagues that tracks this sort of stuff had Drake, to the other side. Drake May was like the second fastest release time in week 2.
I could see that. Yeah,
something
I haven't looked it up.
2 point something seconds average release time, and it was the second fastest in the league. Out of all 32 teams. So that is a big part of it. Why are we talking so much better about the Patriots offensive line in week 2 than we were in week 1? Because they didn't get a lot of pressure. We didn't see it. We didn't see it as much. When reality, there's a lot of things that go into it. Evan talked a lot about the scheme helping Drake May, get out of those situations.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it.
I mean, how much better did Tom Brady make our offensive lines look?
But it was but that was Tom Brady and his ability to get rid of the ball. This was we threw the ball half the amount of times that we did in week 1, literally 46-23, right? You didn't get in these situations where you're down 10 in the middle of the fourth quarter and the other team is just blitzing you recklessly the way the Raiders did. So conversely, that's where the Dolphins found themselves. They're down at the end of the game. One of the sacks, just when you were talking about the situational stuff, I think Spillane actually got credit for a sack when Tua ran out of bounds.
Yeah, right.
If it's not the last minute of the game, maybe he just runs and gets what he can and doesn't worry about the clock. He had to get out of bounds to make sure that I'm not going to get the first down. I got to make sure I stop the clock here.
Sack.
And it ends up going down as a 0-yard sack. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes
the situational stuff is big.
Contact.
The
matters.
situational stuff's huge, and this was a big Belichick thing that I learned listening to him, where he would just talk about, well, it's the fourth quarter, it's the end of the game, and we were up 10 points, so we're just pinning our ears back and we're teeing off, and so you're looking at the numbers and saying 50% pressure rate, but really for the first 3 quarters it was only so, and then we got a lead, and then we're able to rush, and these are the things that you kind of start to think about more and more is what was the down and distance and what was the game situation, and all that stuff contributes so much to the pass rush.
Yep. Contextual analysis is important, especially in football. Andrew's in Plainville. What's up, Andrew? Hey, Andrew. Going once, twice, 3 times, you're out. Christian's in L.A. What's up, Christian?
Hey, you guys. Happy Football Thursday to you all. Hey, so two statements and a question. Statement number one is realizing last week that I was talking about us getting the monkey off our back in Miami. This weekend, we're the monkey on the back of Pittsburgh because they haven't been able to beat us. I heard you guys say it earlier, since 2008. That's a pretty impressive stat. So I hope we continue to be the albatross or the thorn in their side. Second statement, and this is with no disrespect to my boy Eldridge out there, but DK Metcalf is big, strong, and fast, but he cannot run routes, and he gets easily frustrated. A healthy Christian Gonzalez would have absolutely shut him down. I am convinced of that. And then my question for you guys is, I just learned this week about the passing of my old coach. And I wondered for you guys, do you guys remember, do you know, do you remember the coach that had that impression on you that you both feared and respected him, and you look back and the life lessons that he taught you still resonate in your life?
Okay.
My score this weekend is Patriots get up early and then survive a late comeback. Go Pats.
Okay. Thank you. Any coaches have a significant impact on your lives?
Yeah, I mean, my hockey coach, Jerry Deneen at Vermont Academy, who's been a longtime coach at Tabor now. I actually
In relation to Kevin?
Yeah, they're all related. All those hockey Deneens. I believe so. I think they're cousins. I mean, there's also
They're cousins.
there's also a Gary Deneen who runs a hockey camp, but
knower.
I wrote my college essay about him, and yeah, just
That's
but he was a good combination of maybe a little like Vrabel in that like, well, not take that back. He was the coach that you just didn't want to make mad, that you really respected so much, and when he got mad, you knew there was a good reason for it. But no, just a great guy, great family guys, raised wonderful kids down there at Tabor, and yeah, that's my coach. That was good for me.
You had to have a soccer coach.
My dad was my coach most of my life.
Well, there you go.
So obviously
It's
very
gonna get
impactful.
misty in here.
I know, I'm gonna cry. No, I mean my dad's the man. He was a great coach. Even when I wasn't playing for him, he was like the type of guy to just. I hate like hothead parents that are just screaming a whole game. My dad would just be quiet, away from the parents, and then we'd have like really good conversations on the way home. And I think some of my friends, like their dad coaching them would kind of drive a wedge in their relationship. And I was really lucky where I didn't have that, and it brought us closer. But I also think of my high school soccer coach, Katie Marino, and really my high school track coach, Brian Walsh. At the time, I thought he was insane, like bat shit with the CH crazy. And but in hindsight, I realized he was super motivating, and he like the mental aspect was a big thing he would drive into us. Like it would be pouring rain and freezing, and he'd be like, pain is mental, cold is mental, like figure it out. And I was like, this guy's insane. But now I'm like, no, it actually is mental.
Yeah.
So
And you
yeah,
can overcome
shout out
it.
Katie Marino, shout out
Yeah.
Brian Walsh.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Oh, Everett. Yeah.
No, I did have two guys when I was a sophomore in football. The head coach was Andy Garino, and his top assistant was Barry Rosen. Those two guys, I just felt like coached me in a different way than any of the other coaches before or after. I thought they were much more detail-oriented and good blend of sort of disciplinarian, but would also put an arm around you when you needed it. So I kind of, even as a sophomore, I wasn't, a varsity player. I was a JV player. They would really go out of their way to find something that you were doing that was helping the team. But at the same time, when you were screwing up, they didn't soft pedal it. It was high school. So those two guys would be it for me. I think I was also really lucky just in general, listening to all the different things. I think we predated, I don't know, you can tell me if it's different, Fred. The parents that were like loudmouth, we didn't really have loudmouth parents. Like and back in our day,
You didn't live in New Jersey.
Parents, seriously, they let the coaches coach. Yeah. And they didn't have to deal with the stuff that they do now. And I also got very lucky in not having to deal with a lot of parents coaching their kids.
Yeah.
Almost all of the teams that I played for, the coaches coached to coach, not because they had their kid on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some, but not many.
I think in my experience, like even reffing, the parents that know the most about the game and about sports are the quietest
quiet
and most
ones.
respectful. And the ones that don't know jack are the loudest, you know?
Pass
so
it.
loud and so
Pass
wrong.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot the puck!
I watched the Sharon football game with Campbell, and I just was making fun of the parents. They're like, I'm like, Campbell,
is one
if
of
you play
them-
football,
is
I'm
one of
never
them
going to
work
be yelling
here?
what to do
Maybe
from the
Ron.
stands. I wasn't. He was
in
there.
He was in Miami.
Oh,
trying to get
right.
The
I
score.
know. Oh, yeah. I knew.
I think
know.
lacrosse was the worst though, because that sport's like fluid, and it's just they're just constantly like, pass it, shoot it.
It is bad
you know?
now.
Yeah.
And,
It's
like,
bad.
what
I
kid
watch
is
my
hearing their
kids,
parents?
and their parents they all have every answer.
Oh.
It's
Every
kind of
one
like
of
the
them.
And none of them
classroom,
played.
too. Like, teachers can't really discipline the kids anymore with parents because the parents are going to take the sides of the kids instead of being like, listen to your teacher.
Yeah.
Yep.
I lived that.
Yeah.
No lacrosse guy? No one was
I-
instrumental in young
Evan's
Evans?
like, I
wouldn't
knew more
say-
than all my coaches.
I wouldn't say
That's what I was getting to.
instrumental. No. Not really. But I did have.
You knew more than they did.
No, it wasn't that.
Yes, it was.
No, it
Not yet.
wasn't. It wasn't. That wasn't my jam. Like, I wasn't really like.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, but I did have one coach in lacrosse who I don't know if he was ex-military in some way, and we didn't pick up a lacrosse ball this freshman year tryouts for like 2 weeks, and all we did was straight conditioning, just running, like literally like carrying people on our backs, like just like straight conditioning. It was insane. And he actually, like, I think he got fired for it, like a couple of years later, because, woke police or whatever. But that was the first time that I, like, really got in shape. And, like, that changed everything for me from a sports standpoint, because I was always the slow kid and out of shape and everything like that. And I had no choice. Like, if I wanted to be on the team, this was what they were doing. But no, I wasn't like a big, like, this coach changed my life kind of guy.
It's interesting, though, because hearing you talk, like, even some of the coaches that I wouldn't say, like, changed my life or, like, arm around you kind of guy, like, even the coaches that, like my college hockey coach was never put an arm around you kind of guy. He kicked my ass for 4 years, and he loved yelling at me, and I probably deserved it. But I think he prepared me for the real world maybe better than the coach that I was so enamored with. Because it shows you, like, just because you worked your tail off doesn't mean it's going to be good for you or it's going to be successful. And I think sometimes, like, even though it's on like that coach that you express that love for, like, they did something really good for you, even though they were really hard on you.
Yeah.
And you never had that, like, catharsis moment. Like, I thought at the end, like, during the banquet, it might be like, oh, Deuce, you were the guy that I always got after, but man, we got
still
no.
nothing.
It was just like, I mean, he pointed out the great goal I had against Norwich in the playoff game, which was awesome.
Nice flex.
Yeah,
Humble brag.
amazing, the best goal in my career. But otherwise, I never got that moment. But still, like, as I got into work world, it's like, no, he got me ready to deal with all the crap that you got to deal with.
Yeah, I think that's really what it was for me. Was like, as you all know, I had a pretty easy upbringing, and that was the first time where I kind of got my ass kicked by somebody, and like, I think that did really help me. Like, that was up until that point, it was pretty easy in the Lazar household, and then that happened, and I was like, oh crap, like, this guy is like gonna kick my ass, and it was helpful.
A little measured adversity.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
On that note,
Nice,
Oh,
Christian.
I thought you had some wrestling
No.
talk.
We got to take a break. So we are going to take a break, but first, football fans know that traditions matter, turning moments together into something truly epic. They're what inspire us to make our masa and Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels, no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, all to give you that perfect crunch. Discover your next tradition this football season. Head to the store, grab your Tostitos team bag, and scan the code for a chance to score an epic experience with the Patriots. Tostitos, traditions matter. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, more calls and emails, and of course, we have picks today, so we got to hurry. Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
All right, we're excited to be joined now by Garrett Bradbury. Garrett, thanks for joining us here in the studio. First time we've had you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me.
And I got to ask you, your Pro Football Focus's #1 ranked pass blocking center here through 2 weeks. I know it probably doesn't mean much to you, but really solid game for you guys. I've traditionally felt like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it takes a little while for the offensive line to maybe get in sync. You guys have a lot of new pieces, but it seems like you've come together pretty quick. How's that happened?
Yeah, it's never a finished product. I feel like we got a lot of good reps in the spring. Personally, I'm used to like more jog through walkthroughs in the spring, but Coach Vrabel has us working, and it was a good training camp. And you're just trying to build week to week. You're trying to be better week 3 than you were week 2, and so on. So we're doing some good stuff. I think there's always stuff to clean up, but I'm having a lot of fun working with the guys in the room.
Before we get into last week's game, I wanted to ask you about Coach Vrabel because you just mentioned him. And I was talking to Jared Wilson, one of your teammates, and he said that Coach Vrabel says that he wants you guys to finish in the end zone when you're down by the goal line. Just what kind of influence has he had on the offensive line room, and how many pointers and things like that as a guy that lined up on the other side of the ball his whole career can he provide for you guys?
Yeah, I think from a technique standpoint, he spends more time than I've ever seen a head coach spend in the O-line room. I think in the spring he came in, he said, "Hey, my son played this position. I know if this room's not worth anything, then this team's not." And so he'll sit back there and he'll give us some nuggets like, "Hey, this is what the defense is thinking on this play. This style of defense is trying to do this, so we need to attack this." So schematically he helps us, but then I think more importantly it's identity. There's an identity he wants his football team to play with, and he always says it's not just a sign on the wall. We got to make it come to life. And that's kind of the fun part of playing football, right? Like you mentioned about the red zone. Like if we're running the ball into the end zone, that's a good thing. And if we all finish with our guy in the end zone, it'll probably be a touchdown. So that's just kind of the style and attitude that we want to help bring to life.
I was going to say, or a 2-point conversion, because I felt like that final awesome. 2-point conversion, I noticed, and we had a caller today on our show calling specifically about Jared, just his finish on that play and how excited he was. I mean, that play kind of put the cap on it for you guys. Was that one of those moments?
No, it's huge. The ball's on the 2-yard line. They're all thinking we're going to pass it, and we can just run it right up the middle, get a good combination, and just let the running backs find a little crease and hit it. So that's a big momentum changer in the game when it's kind of deflating for a defense, for a team, when they sit out there and watch a run on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and just sticking on Jared and obviously Will as well, 2 rookies on the left side there. As a veteran guy, what are your impressions of them so far?
Yeah, they're doing a great job. They're fun to have in the room. I think it's hard being a rookie because you got some duties and you got some expectations, but at the same time, they're playing a lot of snaps for us, meaningful football. And so we're trying to help bring them along, and I think they fit in great to the room personality-wise. And like I said at the beginning, it's just we're trying to be better each week, and I know they certainly are too.
You were a first-round pick as well. Just what's it like coming in with those kind of expectations for someone like Will? Everybody's been talking about him, the left tackle spot, all that. Well, from your experience, what do you kind of share with him?
Yeah, I think as a competitor, you always want your expectations to exceed everyone else's. But it's tough. It's not easy. Everyone's, especially at O-line, like if you do anything wrong, you're the worst, right? Like all the blame, no glory. And so he's just got to take it one day at a time. We've talked, and Coach Marone has done a great job. He's been in the league for so long. Kind of explained to us like what great O-lines and what great O-linemen personality traits were, how they worked. But you just got to take it one day at a time.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Ramondre's 21-yard run in the game on Sunday, because it looked like Drake maybe made some changes there pre-snap at the line of scrimmage before you guys ran the football there. I know there's a lot on Drake's plate in terms of the communication and things like that pre-snap. Well, what have you seen from him in that regard, and can you just break down that run for us?
Yeah, he's got command. Some of the play calls have an alert on them, and we'll want to get to a better looking picture, whether it's better leverage or whatnot. But he's got great command of the huddle, of the offense, and he's going to get us in the right play. So once he gives us an ID, we can just get downhill with it. And the more we can run the ball like that, the more we can take off of his plate, I think the better we'll be as a team.
Looking forward to this weekend. I got to ask you, another quarterback. You spent 6 seasons in Minnesota watching Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What was your experience like watching him play? And, I'm sure you've seen him probably tear your heart out a couple times, I'd imagine.
Yeah. He's been an unbelievable player in this league for such a long time. I have a lot of respect for him. It'll be a good test for our defense, and we know offensively we've got to do our job. We got to put some points up to help the defense out. So it's week in and week out. It's at every position. There's some great players, so you just got to bring it every single day.
When you look at that Steelers defensive line, Cameron Hayward always stands out. TJ Watt, obviously. What kind of challenge do those guys present?
I mean, they're smart players. You don't play in this league for that long if you're not smart and really good at football. So it'll be a good matchup for us up front. Like, you got to bring it every play. And I think it'll be a good test for us. We got to run the ball. We got to protect the quarterback. Like, just the same job we have every week, but we just got to keep building from week to week.
I'll ask you one more silly one. I'm sure Evan's got one more football question for you, but you guys are going to be throwbacks this week. Like, what's your assessment of the Pat Patriot throwback helmet? I think you guys look pretty tight out there. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't pay too much attention to it. I think some of the skill guys will kind of swag it out a little bit more than us linemen. But, I think the white helmets are cool. I think the old logo is pretty sweet. So,
well, it's kind of like a center, though, right? I mean, it's like a little bit you.
The first time we were in the studio with Coach Rabel, he put me on the spot, and I was standing right in the corner over there, and he said, what's your favorite run play? And I had nothing prepared. I had no idea he was going to ask me that, so I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, what's your favorite run play?
The one that goes the longest? I don't know. It depends on the defense. I like some outside zone. I do think you have to kind of have it all. But I like a zone scheme. I think a gap scheme is a good change up.
Yeah.
But I just like getting some good combinations and double teams and getting downhill.
Yeah, I said power, which I think might have been what Ramondre's run was on maybe. But outside zone for you makes sense because you're an athletic guy, and I could see you fit in that scheme. But I definitely was caught a little off guard, and I know he puts people on the spot like that sometimes in your meetings. So maybe I got a little taste of that.
Yeah, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
So just stay ready with an answer.
Awesome. Well, Garrett, thank you so much for taking the time, and good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Thank you guys for having me.
And now, great moments in history.
Jeez, my lines are way off this week. I don't believe in Kirk
Where do you get your
Cousins.
lines from? Jimmy the Barber down the street?
It's week 2, the spread, and
I just go to DraftKings.
It's very nice.
ESPN's had the same lines as Paul.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we go to DraftKings.
No, these ones make more
DraftKings.
sense than the ones.
Where's Kanifa? You listening? DraftKings.
I mean, they are our presenting sponsor for the post-game show, so I think that we should
so
just
at least
go by
DraftKings. I mean, show a little.
I know.
Instead of every week you mocking my spreads,
I can't go to
you.
So you go to DraftKings.
Well, why don't you go to DraftKings?
I can't. I'm not allowed to, Fred. I signed a contract here.
That's
You're
true.
not allowed.
You're
not allowed to use it.
You can't even look at it, Paul. They don't even go to.
How do I look at it every week?
You're gonna see.
Every Thursday morning I come
on
in.
your work computer.
Paul's grandfathered into gambling.
I was going to say, Paul just has different rules.
This is not serious, right?
That's another great moment from
All right, back here in Patriots Unfiltered, Deuce and Evan have left for the locker room. Deuce will be back when he's done with that. He'll participate in picks. We've lost Evan for the day. But, yeah.
I mean, not forever.
Good talk about coaches. Let's get back to the phones, 855-PASS-500, because we got to hurry.
Phone lines are stacked, Fred.
Want to see what everyone has to say. We'll go to Brian and Lowell. What's up, Brian?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. About Efton Chisholm. When is he going to debut his first game, huh?
I think he's going to have to wait for a couple of guys to get hurt, probably.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm dying want to see him out there play, man.
I know it's a numbers game. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do have plans for him at a certain time. But yeah, like who would you sit in order to get Efton Chisholm on the field?
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah. That's maybe why he's not playing.
But Christian Gonzalez is back at practice this week, thank God.
Yeah. But he's not a wide receiver, so. Yep.
No, he's a corner, right?
Right. Yep. So we're still trying to figure out. All right, but no, I hear you. A lot of people are with you, Brian. A lot of people waiting for the debut of Efton Chisholm.
Fred being mean right there.
What?
Low key mean right there.
What?
Yeah, now you have a little tone.
Yeah. Sean's in Vancouver. What's up, Sean?
I'm going to hurry. Yeah, I'm hoping the Patriots win, of course, but I'm not excited about a 3-0 victory. What I want the most is for Drake May to continue to have a great game to build momentum and confidence. So that's really what I'm hoping for, is to see another big game from Drake May. And when Evan comes back, I just let him know my favorite run play is at the end of the game when they take a knee and they're running out the clock for a victory. That's
Victory formation. Okay.
There you go. Thanks.
2-yard loss. Thanks, thanks, Vancouver. Thanks, Sean. I should start calling people by where they come from. All right, North Carolina. What's up? It's actually Eldred. Hey, Eldred.
Oh.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
Good.
You doing all right?
Doing okay. How you
Make it
doing?
Short and quick. I'm doing pretty good. That guy that called earlier about DK. Just be careful what you ask for. Now, if Carlton Davis is healthy, maybe you can hang with him, but Austin ain't. And if Gonzalez can't play, that's who I'd be worried about most instead of Austin. You know, but I'm just hoping 35-20 us. That's what I'm hoping for, so I can go ahead and brag to my family.
Well.
Most of them are Pittsburgh Steelers fan anyway.
Oh, boy.
So y'all take it easy, all right?
All right. Thanks, Eldred.
I love Eldred because he has so many people in his life that he can have fights with. You know, it's the Patriots against whoever they're playing that week because he has some faction of his life that he needs to fight back against. I love it.
He has a lot of material against his family if there are a lot of Steelers fans.
Yeah, and I agree with him. Metcalf is the big dog. He's the one that you would focus on. I'm worried about the tight ends a little bit.
Yeah.
The two tight ends, you know, I think we talked a little bit about the missed tackles this week, and we've talked a little bit about the holes in the middle, you know, on the back end with the safeties. So those, I think Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, they could be guys to circle.
They
this
definitely
week.
pose an issue. You know,
local kid Freiermuth. He's up my way.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Merrimack, Mass.
Nice. Yep, matchup issues with those two.
Went to Pentucket High School.
We'll see how they figure that out. Spence in Connecticut, who went 16-0, first time emailing the show, but he says this is one of the best football weeks of his life because he went 16-0, and the Patriots won. So he wants to know, how does he get his T-shirt? Why don't you email your address? So there's one down, Matt. So Spencer in Connecticut, you can send him a T-shirt. He also says, P.S. shout out to my brother Zach in Baltimore for getting me into the show.
Wow.
So Zach in Baltimore, thank you for recruiting more listeners to the show.
Bringing families together.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Nice. And congrats, 16-0. I mean, that's obviously, you can't do no better than that.
Not bad, not bad.
Not even you did better than that over there, Missy.
I don't know how I did.
Oh, you did very well again.
Fun fact, says Dano in Chicago. When I was a freshman at Wellesley High, I'm pretty sure Paul coached baseball there. Personally,
This is correct.
I played lacrosse. Shout out to my old lacrosse coach, Chris Galinas.
Oh, I remember Chris.
Remember Chris Galinas?
Yes, I do.
You guys hung out in this teacher's lounge together?
No, yeah, smoking.
Yeah.
No. So it must have been like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
I think I was there from 93 to 97.
You ever think about getting back into, higher level coaching, the college or You know,
college, they're probably not going to give a college job to someone who hasn't coached in 20 years, right?
a smaller college,
Yeah.
maybe. No,
I'd need some money. That's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work, but
Like
you know,
I do it in high school.
But what, like,
I would absolutely be interested in.
what
doing
about
it
when
in
you
high school.
retire?
Oh, I would be interested in getting like a high school baseball job up my way. I would absolutely be interested in that.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, Fenwick was between baseball coaches, and it had been a while. The guy had left, and it was like 6 or 7 months had gone by, and there had been no announcement over the new coach. So I talked to the athletic director, whose kids played with my, so
Yeah.
I knew him. It wasn't just like some rando like athletic director. And I said, hey, and they had decided pretty much on a guy. And I was like, he goes, why? Were you interested? And I was like, well, yes and no. And I told him the whole story. I was like, I have experience coaching high school, and I would have been glad to do it. I just don't think I could do it, quote unquote, right. Like, if you're doing it right, you should be helping these kids. Like, if you have good players, like, you should be helping them get looks in college.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should be
Talking
sort
to
of beating
coaches and
the
recruiters.
AAU Pats and trying to get them in front of people, scouts and whatnot. And like, I'm not in that game right now. So like, could I coach the baseball team? Absolutely. And Fred, I don't lack for confidence. I think I could do it better than most, but I don't have I think all the other stuff that you really need to be a really good high school coach.
Well, maybe you
should be
could have
helping these
somebody
kids.
to help you do that. Like,
Well, I mean, if I were retired and I had time to invest in it, yeah,
maybe
I
get
would.
a service to help the kids, and you do the coaching.
So I know you're dying to get rid of me because you often talk about what I should be doing other than what I'm doing now. Maybe if you gave me a little bit more to wet my beak, I would be willing to retire a little bit earlier. You ever think of it that way?
Well, we'd all love that. Yeah, we'd all love that. No, I like to see people happy.
Yeah.
So when Brian Morey, for example, he had a good job with us at the Hall, making decent money, but he had this opportunity to go back to high school, be the head baseball coach, actually in the town that I live now, coincidentally, and teach. You had to teach a little.
He's also a full-time teacher. That's what he's making. So
it's a full-time job.
Well, a lot of teachers are now.
But obviously, but he
Right.
didn't quit here to become a teacher. He quit here to become the baseball coach.
Right, but he also had a job as a teacher.
So
I'm not qualified for that.
Neither was he.
Why
He
not?
figured it out.
He got certified.
You can do that too.
Oh, I can't do that.
Do you have a master's?
Oh
no.
First of all,
You can go back to
he had
school.
2 years, and he
Go back
had
to
up to
school.
2 years to get certified. So you don't have to be certified on day one.
Yeah.
And
So,
he got it done.
I told you I did talk to Fenwick also about
Yeah.
maybe teaching an elective or something. Like
Yeah.
that. I think maybe more.
What would you teach?
college, like a sports media class or something like that, an elective,
No,
not like
Snark
anything
101.
not anything real.
You would run the school paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to go call the school paper?
Yeah. No, but
And
seriously.
while I'm excited about my future
So
at Dayton Rehoboth.
Brian
There
took
you
the
go.
leap. He got the job, and he taught mass media or something like that.
Yeah, he sent me a syllabus.
Yeah, and so then
We've talked
and
about
now he's moved on. Now he's the head coach in Warwick, in Rhode Island.
It's
Is it alma mater?
it's Pilgrim, right?
Oh, Pilgrim.
Pilgrim, I think is his.
Yeah.
That's his alma mater.
But that's great. Like he's
fulfilling.
doing something he really
Yeah.
loves. Not that we don't
Giving
all
back
love
to
our
the
jobs,
younger
but like,
generation.
yeah.
Freddie, I've thought about it a lot. In all seriousness,
Yeah, like I
you're
could
not off base.
I could see myself coaching a tennis team, high
Yeah.
school tennis team.
Oh, that would be great.
I would
You would
love
love
that.
I could see you both as coaches.
I loved coaching high school baseball. I was probably a little too young.
Did you
to
do
be
it when
doing
your
it.
boys were in high
Oh,
school or
no,
no?
this
Way
was-
before then?
Oh, this is the 90s. This
I
is
want your
90
former athletes to reach out. I
93
wanna
to
know what you were like.
97. I did
Okay.
it at Wellesley High, and we were really good. I coached the JV team, and I was the assistant varsity coach.
Mm-hmm.
My classic story is we're playing in the tournament, varsity, down at Dayton Rehoboth, back to Andy Hart's Dayton Rehoboth days, and we were getting absolutely screwed, big shock, by the umps all day.
Yeah.
And there was a call like in the 5th or 6th inning, and another one that went against us. And the coach just grabs me by like he went crazy. He was like, and he grabs me by the, he goes, "Go out there and get tossed." It's like, you don't have to tell me that.
Oh.
So I went out and I lost my ever-loving mind.
Yeah.
And I culminated with, first, there was a play at second base, and I looked at my second baseman and I said, "Did you get him?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got him." And he was like the nicest, sweetest kid, so I knew he wasn't lying to me. So I knew we were right. And I looked at him, I go, "Are you from Dighton or Rehoboth?"
Oh.
You can leave now.
That's great.
Meanwhile, I'm excited
Good call.
about my
That's a
future
good
of
one.
Dighton
It was a
Rehoboth.
good line.
That's a good one.
Was that your only ejection?
No.
Had to be more.
Oh, no.
No, it wasn't my only ejection.
Oh, was it?
It's my only high school
Especially
ejection. It was
back
my only
then.
high school ejection. Now,
You're probably such a
I
hothead.
also, coaching the JV team,
Yeah.
I was the only coach. I didn't have an assistant.
Okay.
And we used to get a lot of the same umpires game after game. And they really liked me, which was ironic because I gave them such a hard time. And this is why I say I was probably a little too young to be doing it
Yeah.
at the time. I never kept my emotions in check. And I can't tell you, there's one guy in particular, he goes, "I would have thrown you out of so many games if you just had anybody over there as an assistant. But I didn't want to leave those kids without a coach." And I just said, "He's out of his mind. I'm going to let him go."
What would have happened?
No, that you just probably would play the game out, or maybe there would have to be a forfeit because the coach is thrown. I don't know. And the guy, the same guy, he was the nicest guy. I would talk to these guys before the game and it'd be like, "Hey, and I would apologize for the previous game. Like, "I'm sorry."
And then you
I
would do it
know.
again.
And then it would just happen again.
He can't help himself. He
couldn't.
can't help
I couldn't.
himself.
That's why.
If only we had that on video.
I know,
Oh
right?
my God.
You know who actually saw one of these in person?
Who?
Felger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Felger went to one of the games.
Really?
And he goes, I couldn't believe it.
Why was he there to support?
No,
you, or,
it was just like we were.
coincident?
I don't know exactly why he went.
Back when he was a human.
But when we were we were working at the Herald together.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I gotta watch
He
one
just
of these."
needed to see it for himself.
And I lost my mind.
Oh, that's great.
I would show up for your coaching debut.
Joe's in Pennsylvania.
back into
Hey,
it.
Joe.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. And I really just want to talk about that second down play where we threw on it instead of ran for it at the end.
Yep.
To burn the clock. Now on that play, and I just want to say, imagine if we completed that pass and we got that first down. I forget how many timeouts the Dolphins had, or exact time on there, but that was basically would have been the game.
Right.
And that would have been that would have looked like a more of a demanding win. So just think about how close we were to that. But the play in general, that was going to Mac Hollins there, and Jack Jones was really covering. He was tight on him underneath. Jack Jones was almost trying for that interception there, baiting the pass in there. Was Mac Hollins really the guy that we wanted right there, or was that just more of a good play by Jack Jones? And because what Evan said the other day, we signed Stephon Diggs not for these big yardage games right before those gotta have it moments. So it's was it more so the play design that it was made for going to Hollins
In other words, was he's the number one target? Yeah.
So I don't want to say this definitively without having seen, Evan and Mike when they watched the coaches tape and the all-22, but my guess is it was a one-man route. And what you're hoping for there is to trick the other team. You're giving a little, it's a 2nd and 8, you're running the clock out, they're expecting to run. Vrabel had explained that the corners had been slamming down from the outside, and they did so in the previous play. They're hoping to give the same look as the same run, and they're going to have you bite on it. And to Jack Jones's credit, he didn't bite on it. He stayed close enough to Hollins. I think he might have gotten away with a little hold on the play, but close enough that he stayed competitive. It was kind of like the touchdown that Hollins caught. You're giving him a look like you're going to run the ball. He's slamming down. You're running a little play action look, little boot, and I give Jack Jones credit. He played it reasonably well. I love the idea of throwing the ball. I think that's the best way to try to get that first down and run the clock out is to throw the ball, and that's the down you throw it on early.
Don't be scared.
Because how often do you see the other team run the team runs it in that situation? There are three runs and they all get 1 yard each run. And
Right.
Quite often.
And then the team gets it back
with 45 seconds left, anyways.
Right. That's why I say,
Thanks, Joe.
I would rather try to get the first down and give them a little more time if I don't get it than run the ball into the line 3 times and just hope. I mean, there's different situations. If the Dolphins had no timeouts, as an example, I would have just run it 3 times and let the clock go down as far as I can, and be satisfied that maybe they have 15 seconds left. But knowing they're going to, as Joe just said, they were going to have whatever amount of time anyway,
right?
Because they were going to call timeouts.
Yep.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Martin out of Kansas. Looks like the Steelers' interior O lineman just went down with a torn MCL. Seems the injury bug is still on that team. Got a lot of Steeler fans at my job. There seems to be doom and gloom about their attitude right now.
Yeah, it's a backup lineman, Max Sharping. He tore his ACL, I guess, in practice. But yeah, they have gotten a lot of injuries early in the season, and I think it's impacted the defense. You're missing that amount of personnel. I think it's going to have an impact.
Yep. Let's see. Jack in Ann Arbor talking about arguments. Says you need an argument. What is the position of each member of the PU team on whether the Pats selected the right quarterback when they drafted Drake May?
Can we argue that?
I don't think there's an argument. I don't think any of us.
You guys know how much I love Drake May in that draft.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm just going back at the time. I don't think any of us were like, oh my God, they should have taken or traded up to take Jaden Daniels or whatever.
I'd still take him over Jaden Daniels, even though Jaden Daniels has accomplished far more.
Right.
That's how much I liked Drake May coming out of the draft.
Yeah. So I wasn't. You like Caleb Williams, and I think if they had the number one, you would have taken Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I would have taken Caleb Williams 1, but he wasn't an option.
Right. He wasn't available. Right.
But I still like Caleb Williams, and I think if he were in, I think he's fixable, because I think the things that he lacks is more mental leadership kind of stuff. It's more intangible stuff that he needs to improve. Physically, I think he sees the field reasonably well. He's a great athlete, and he can throw. He can't do the other stuff. He can't seem to be a good teammate, and I think that's fixable. I think you can sort of develop that. Now, maybe he never will, but
yep.
I don't pull the plug on him yet, the way so many others are quick to do. Much like J.J. McCarthy, after one good quarter of football, they should have drafted him over Drake May. Last week when I was in Felger, Mass, no one asked me this week at Felger, Mass if they should have drafted J.J. McCarthy instead of Drake May.
Oh, really?
That didn't come up this week.
Didn't come up?
No, it came up last week.
Okay.
But it didn't come up this week.
Did you bring it up?
I didn't.
I
meant to. I forgot.
Come on. No, but when you watch Caleb Williams, the talent is evident. It's evident. He just needs coaching.
Yeah,
he needs
has
coaching.
it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if Ben Johnson is what a lot of people think he is, I think he might fix some of this stuff.
Yep.
It's just starting out. It's just a couple. It's 2 games into his second year. I think there's too much talent there to just say he'll never do it. I think it's an easy out. But, doesn't look good so far. I'll admit that.
So Dan in Virginia and Michigan, subject line is injury calculus. What's the injury calculus like with regards to playing Gonzalez this week rather than next week? By that I mean, is there a lower chance that Gonzalez plays this week because the opponent is better, especially in their receivers, and thus there is more work required of the secondary, whereas if they were playing the Panthers, it would be an easier day theoretically, and they could ease in Gonzalez a bit more?
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Maybe he's right. I would guess that the calculus is, do they think he needs more than a week of practice before he gets back on the game field?
Yeah.
I think he's healthy now.
Yeah.
But do they feel like he needs 6 days of practice instead of 3 days of practice to be ready to play in a game after being out for almost, 8 weeks?
Yeah.
That, to me, is the calculus.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah. When's he ready?
Because I don't think he'd be back on the practice field if he wasn't healthy enough to be on the practice field. Yep. So I think from a health standpoint, he could play Sunday. But I kind of agree with Fred. Would you put it at 40%?
I put it at 25.
25%. I think I
put it at 40.
Right. I agree with you guys. It's probably unlikely because he missed so much time. They don't think he's going to be ready, to play in an NFL game. But I think physically he probably could do it.
Yeah.
Tyler has a prediction game. It's called Call Me Now for Your Free Reading. Which of the pair of news headlines below is more likely to happen after the season is over? Okay.
Call me now for your free reading.
Pats lead league in sacks with 4 players having 12 plus each, or Pats send 2 rookies to the Pro Bowl.
Pats send 2 rookies to the Pro Bowl.
Okay. Pats prove Gonzo isn't needed by season's end, or Hunter Henry passes Russ Francis with 3rd most TE touchdowns. He's currently 9 behind.
Hunter Henry passes.
Okay. Ben Johnson is out after 1 season in Chicago, or Kellen Moore wins Coach of the Year in New Orleans.
Kellen Moore wins Coach of the Year
Yeah,
in
I
New
think
Orleans.
that's more likely. Kirsch retires to be replaced by Tom E. Curran, or Perillo reaches settlement with team after years of stagnant pay. Kirsch retires, probably.
Kirsch retires because there's no way I'm getting anything.
And finally, Eric Scalavino's new book climbs to the New York Times bestseller list, or Andy Hart leads a vegan movement in Boston.
Got to go with Eric there.
Unless Andy did it sarcastically.
Actually, I could
Ironically.
see Andy all of a sudden becoming a vegan.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Really?
You know what?
No,
you guys
I
are
could
right.
not.
You guys
Yeah.
are
I
right.
could
That's
not.
just the kind of trendy, like, oh, it's cool.
No, the vegan movement's not trendy
Have
anymore.
you
No,
tried
but
those
like-
Impossible Burgers? They're good.
But that's
Now it's the grass-fed meat
he's right.
movement, the
Yeah.
carnivore
Right.
movement.
And he would do it for a year, and then he would quit.
You get bored of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could see that. Gavin wants to know, who do you think has the coaching edge this week? We talked about that, I think, on yesterday.
I think it's a wash. I
Yeah.
think they're both good coaches. I think they have good staffs. You know, I think Arthur Smith is a former head coach who's their offensive coordinator. Josh McDaniels is a former head coach who's Patriots offensive coordinator.
Yep.
I think it's a wash.
Colin Ferrazzi writes in, do you think at some point Zach Core would be named interim DC, assistant DC, if Terrell Williams' situation continues?
I don't have enough information there to
I
know
hope
what.
not, but I've thought about it.
I don't know what Terrell Williams is long term.
Yeah.
You know, when I say long term, I mean within this season. You know, prognosis is.
Well, we
do
don't
they-
even
do they
know
expect,
the prognosis to begin with.
Right. I just don't have enough information.
So we're waiting for Deuce to come back because we got to start picks, but I don't want to start without him.
All right. Why don't we give it another like
Few minutes.
3 or 4 minutes, and if he doesn't come back, we'll have to start.
'Cause we do have to hurry.
I know, especially if
Yep.
you know we only have 3 of us. We'll
I know,
really have
she's
to
waiting
hurry
for her
through.
flowers.
Oh, you too, guy. Don't sell yourself short.
William writes in, we got plenty of emails though.
I'm the only one who's completely useless.
Perillo's points was mentioned by an emailer last show. In the 6th grade in 2010, I would watch Perillo's points every Friday on my dial-up internet to get Paul's prediction for the game to decrease my chances of crying if they would lose on Sunday. They lost to the Jets in the divisional round that year. That soon followed years of watching the old PFW TV and the Trash Talk segment with Andy and Paul.
Those were
Finally,
legend.
when I went to college, I became a regular listener in 2018. Mike, that was the last time the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Now, almost 10 years later, I'm seeing my first game in person this Sunday with my wife against the Steelers.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So that's what you call the pyramid of fandom.
Yeah.
Start down here and you start to go up, and finally you get to that
Pinnacle.
where you're at the game. You're actually at the game, spending money.
All because of Paul.
Yep.
That was sobering to listen to. In the what do you say? The 6th grade?
They sound like they're as old as I am.
He was in the 6th grade when I was
wait.
giving, and he would watch the 3 points just to get the prediction.
Yep.
It used to be when it started 5 points, there was 2 offense, 2 defense, and then a prediction. Then it went
Okay.
down to 3, so it was 1 offense, 1 defense, and a prediction.
It's taking your airtime away.
David writes in, today's his 24th birthday. He's from
Hey.
Madrid.
Happy day of
birthday.
birth.
How do you say happy birthday in Spanish?
Feliz cumpleaños.
Cumpleaños.
Okay. Feliz cumpleaños.
Nailed it.
I want to thank you guys and Catch 22 because you guys are the reason I started to become an NFL fan. I come from a Red Sox family, but not a real football one. So, okay. So there you go. Another.
Throw the game.
Yeah. My biggest question is the following. With the Steelers being a man-to-man and blitzing team, are we going to see a lot of screens from McDaniels? Also, will we see more of Marte Mapu, this week since he got one of the honorary balls last week, or is that reading too much into it with Ellis and Spillane being underwhelming these first 2 weeks?
Yeah, you could see a little more of Mapu, but he had a big missed tackle too. So
Well, let me
I don't
ask
know
you a
how
question.
good he was.
Would-
He just had that clutch interception.
right.
Yeah, with the big issue we think being tight ends, could Mapu be
Sure.
an answer, or at least try to be an answer for that?
You know, a little bit bigger and more mobile.
Yep.
You know, with some coverage
With some help.
experience as a kind of a safety linebacker hybrid. Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah. You guys sold me on it.
Okay. Barton Poland, Paul is right. With
Thank you,
Gonzo
Barton.
looking like he could be back, Steelers facing a ton of injuries in the defense. Burrow set to miss at least 3 months, meaning he will also miss the game with us. Paul saying that it always works out for the Patriots. Looks as true as ever.
Be nice to get that back into vogue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, that was trending for a while. Basically from like 01 through 19 inclusive. Right, Fred, remember when everything worked out?
Everything worked out for the Patriots. From the weather on down.
It always
Everything.
it always works out for the Patriots.
It's like that Family Guy episode where like Peter Griffin makes a deal with I don't know if he makes a deal with the devil or with God, but he gets Belichick to smile, and then he's like, okay, the Patriots are like protected now.
That's what people thought. Kraft had a deal.
Oh, they thought Belichick had a weather machine.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Ernie Adams controlled it.
Right.
Spin the dial. Stacy, I could be wrong because I don't watch as much, so please correct me. But the Steelers seem to often lean on those split safety coverages behind their pressure looks. With Highsmith out, especially, would you agree that the Patriots should just run the ball down their throats to set up more play action?
Look who's
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, Stacy.
We were so worried.
He's bursting in. He loves that.
like Derrick Henry. Hey, Mike, what was it like?
I heard the first door just boom.
Hey, Mike, what was it
You
like?
set that up.
It kind of feels like that's the spirit of the song.
Yeah.
He's like, look who's it pops out of nowhere. So.
Like the Kool-Aid man, he just goes through the wall.
Oh yeah.
Well, Deuce is back from the locker room.
Yeah, sorry. Try to get back quick. We not a lot of interviews going on there in there today, but quick ones with Jared Wilson and Milton Williams, who lovely Alex had a chance to talk to yesterday as well.
Wonderful.
There weren't uppers today, so they got their shoulder pads. That's what they call it, Paul, right? When you just wear the shoulder pads and not the lower.
Well, they had the regular shoulder pads on?
The regular
Not-
shoulder
not
pads.
the soft-
Uppers, not the
not
downers.
Not the
soft
soft
shells?
Yeah, no, they had the big boys on.
Right.
So maybe they'll get a little physical today. But I know we got picks. Not a lot to take away from the locker room today. Everybody seemed pretty ready to get out there. Again, trying to get Robert Spillane, but he's been getting out there pretty quick. I'd like to hear from him, but nothing so far.
And was Gonzalez still?
Gonzalez looked like he was there. I
part
actually
of
saw Keon White in the locker room. That's probably a good note to make. He was in the locker room today.
Not contagious.
Saw him
Not
walking
contagious.
out. Then I'm not sure if he's going out in with the shoulder pads, so he might still be limited, but probably a good sign he was in the locker room.
Okay.
And I saw Gonzo in there as well. So, hopefully, lengthy injury report. Hopefully those guys are able to go.
Sounds good. All right. It is that time of the week. Paul,
Okay.
what happened last week?
So, Fred, you took the challenge last week. Didn't want to let our girl Alex just walk away with it. So you both went 13-3, which is solid work. Continuing the solid work was be Mike and Evan at 11-5. Nothing to sneeze at there. Good solid record.
How's my ass taste?
Like chicken fingers.
Paul was 9-7. No further.
Am I going to get in trouble?
Nothing further.
We'll see.
With the spread, as Fred likes to say, where the men
Yeah.
separated from the boys.
Yes.
Or the women from the girls.
Correct. Fred 11-5 with the spread. Good number with the spread. Evan, ball knower, 10-6.
Ball knower.
Followed by Alex at 7-9. Got to pick it up a little bit, okay?
Spread.
Mike 6-10.
Not good.
And
Paul went 5-11.
That was a
What is
quiet.
going
What'd you
on
say?
with you, Booby?
You're going to get your Everett ID card taken away.
So these numbers are not pretty for me. I've completely lost my feel for the league. The overall through week 2 standings, this is pretty impressive. Alex, 27-5. That's a good record.
That's damn good.
Take it.
Fred, you get flowers too. 26-6. nipping at the heels.
Princess
Mike, 23-9. On a normal year, that would be right in the money, but
or on one of your shows.
Evan, 20-12. Paul, 17-15.
Wow. Just barely head above water.
I'm just going to go to my one here for a second. I want to apologize to the emailer who in the 6th grade used to listen into 3 Points with Perillo just to get a prediction from me. I'm just killing everybody. This 17-15 is completely unacceptable. Changes will be made if things do not change quickly in terms of that record.
Wow.
So promise, I just make this promise to all of you right now. I will be better. I will do better.
Next show we have Matisse in his
I was going to say that we relegate Paul for one episode.
Right.
With the spread.
Put him down to catch 22.
Fred, 19-13 leads the way. Everybody's kind of struggling with the spread.
Yeah.
Alex and Evan, 16-16, followed by Mike at 14-18. I know. Paul's 11-21.
Wow.
11
How are you going to pay for college at this rate?
I know.
Come on.
Not by gambling.
That's why I'm driving around a 2013 Honda Accord with 280,000 miles on it and a rejection sticker.
But this is a good sign.
This is why. This is where it's all going.
This is a good sign for the Patriots that I'm doing so well.
Yeah.
Because we are simpatico.
Mesh.
Yeah. All right. Tonight, 8:15 on Prime Video is the 0-2 Dolphins against the 2-0 Bills.
The Bills are favored by 12.5, and the only question I have is this the final game as Miami Dolphins head coach for Mike McDaniel?
Asking a lot, isn't it? A little bit of him. I mean, it's on the road. Buffalo has owned Miami. You just lost a tough last-minute game to a league, division rival, and now you got to go play one of the best teams in the league.
I think that's why people are thinking is probably going to be the last game for him because they just lost to the Patriots.
So it's more about the Patriots, and then this is a really big ask to go up to Buffalo and your career's on the line. You got to beat Josh Allen. It's asking a lot. I got Buffalo. I'll lay the points. It is his last game.
Buffalo.
Yeah, normally I would take the points in a Thursday night game, but I can't.
Frankly, I'm surprised it's that close in terms of the points. I'm going to go both ways,
you get
too.
3 for being home.
That's true.
I've heard
That's true.
It's really only a 9.5 point spread.
But I'm going both ways with Buffalo as well. I'm looking for a bloodbath. But you never know.
Do you think Miami has any fight in them, or do you think they're just waiting to pack it in?
I didn't think that they showed a tremendous amount of fight in the game. I know that they got back, off the mat and they executed a little bit better, but I didn't really think that they showed a lot of fight in the game last week either. No, I don't think that they'll have much. Now, the Thursday night games can be funny. Sometimes, the team, Buffalo's probably spent short week. Miami's reeling. We always beat them at home, especially, You never know.
Or as Parcells he'd put out the mouse traps for this game. You'd hang him from the ceiling.
Don't take the cheese.
Don't take the cheese.
Don't take the cheese.
Those are the kind of stories you're gonna tell on
might.
Saturday?
We might.
Nice.
Remember when you used to say,
don't take the cheese.
That was cool.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
All right, we move to Sunday at 1 on Fox. The 1-1 Falcons are at the 0-2 Panthers. Gotta hurry.
Atlanta by 5.5.
Yeah, a good division game. I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. I'll lay the points.
I'm going to take Atlanta. I feel like Carolina's made games kind of close and then ultimately lose. I'll give Carolina the points.
I am going to do the same as Alex because she's leading the contest, so I'm just going to cheat off of her picks.
What was the number again?
5.5.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta, I'll take to win, but I'll take Carolina to cover. Nice backdoor cover for the Panthers last week.
Yeah, the reason why I'm doing well is because of this. Panthers both ways.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh. Wow, so we're going to be riding high coming here next week.
Yeah.
Huh? All right.
That's why you got to have,
You're not in first place, Alex is. Just
I am against the spread.
Yeah, it's different.
That's all that counts,
But you
Paul.
picked them to
Spread's more
win.
important.
Yeah.
She picked the same as you with the spread.
Okay.
You picked them to win.
I know, but I'm winning against the spread.
But you're a game behind.
It doesn't matter. Not against the spread. That's what counts.
Yeah.
See, to the caller who wants me to like chime in and break up this magic, like let them work, like just let them cook. I don't get it. You don't want to hear me and my bad
All right,
arguments.
we got to keep
jumping in.
going. We got to hurry.
We got to hurry. We only have 16 minutes.
1 o'clock on Fox.
Games.
The 2-0 Packers are at the 0-2 Browns.
Packers might be playing the best of any team so far through 2 weeks. They are favored by 8.5.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
You know what though? I can't get out of my head. Jordan Love just has some ups and downs still. I'm not ruling to say like he's fully arrived just yet. I'm going to take Green Bay to win, but I'm going to take the Cleveland points. Tough defense, maybe a little bit of a sloppy day from the Green Bay offense.
Cleveland cover is tempting, but I am riding with Green Bay both ways until they give me a reason to not.
So I'm going to go with Mike, even though Mike's not doing very well with the spread. I'm going to take Green Bay to win. They're a much better team than Cleveland, but I agree. The Browns' defense is pretty good, and I think that they'll slow down the Packers a little bit. I'll take the cover.
Correct.
Okay.
Browns cover. Packers win. 1 o'clock on CBS, 0-2 Texans at the 1-1 Jaguars.
Jacksonville by 2.5.
I didn't really catch much of that Jacksonville Bengals game last
It's a game
week.
that Jacksonville probably should have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. They
kicked
feel
it
like
away
they're
and got a bad pass interference call on Travis Hunter too.
Yeah, it feels like they're spinning their wheels a little bit. I'm gonna take Jacksonville to win. Not sure what's up with Nick Caley and C.J. Stroud.
Same problems as they had last year.
Yeah,
offensive line is not good.
Jags.
You know, I'm going to take Houston to win outright.
Wow. Okay.
That's why I'm 17-15 and 11-21.
No, but that's a courageous pick. I'm going to take Jaguars both ways. 1 o'clock at CBS. The 2-0 Bengals are at the 1-1 Vikings.
Minnesota by 3.
Right. So we got
battle of backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, Carson Wentz against Jake. What's his name?
Browning.
Man, there's a lot of factors at work here. You know what? I'm going to go Cincy on the road. I'm going to lean slightly towards Jake Browning over Carson Wentz, who saw him interview today. Didn't really seem like he's been up to speed just yet. So I'll take Cincy. Give me the points.
I'm going to take Minnesota at home, both ways.
Great.
So I'm going to take Cincinnati as well, and it is for what Mike said. I think more of Browning than I do Wentz at this stage. I saw a stat today on Carson Wentz. He's going to become the first player in NFL history to start 6 straight years for 6 different teams.
Wow.
Start at quarterback. I didn't look it up, so I don't know if it's true, but everything you read on the internet is true.
It sounds true.
Yeah.
So we'll just go with it.
I'm taking the Vikings for obvious reasons. I hate the Bengals, but I do
If it's
think
obvious, you don't have to tell everybody.
I was impressed by the Bengals winning last week. I have to give it to them.
Yeah, that was quarterbacks.
Yep.
Browning had a great quote. Like, how'd you kind of like keep the right mindset through the game? He was like, I'm delusional. I'm just delusional.
Yeah. But I'm really rooting hard for the Vikings there. They don't look too good, though. 1 o'clock on Fox, the 2-0 Rams at the 2-0 Eagles.
One of the best days. This is a 1 o'clock game?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Big 1 o'clock slate this week.
So this game is the Rams are at Philadelphia?
The Rams are at Philadelphia, Paul.
Okay, well, I wrote it down wrong. Am I thinking? That's very rare for me.
Well,
Philly by 3.5.
3.5. All right. I'm going to go with Paul's guy, Matthew Stafford. I think the Rams have what it takes to knock off Philly, pull off an upset. I'm going to go with the upset Rams.
I'm going to take Philly at home, but I think the Rams make it a close one and cover.
I'm going to take Philly both ways. I do think the Rams, they probably played Philadelphia as well. I mean, they definitely played them better than anybody in the playoffs last year, but they had a pretty close game in the regular season as well. I just think the Eagles are a little bit better, and I think at home they'll cover.
I agree, but the Eagles don't cover. I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gives me a chance.
Yep.
It gives me a chance to pick up a game with the spread there.
1 o'clock on Fox, the 0-2 Jets are at the 2-0 Buccaneers. Let's see.
Baker is baking with a 7-point favorite.
And
7-point favorite.
Justin Fields is out.
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor is
Tyrod Taylor, who probably has a record like that.
Look for a lot of 3-yard passes.
Yeah,
And no interceptions.
I want to apologize for last week because I said in the picks that I thought C.J. Stroud was better than Baker Mayfield. I was wrong. I think I've been scarred by watching Baker Mayfield play here in a joint practice.
Just
and for
listen
a
to
Browns
me.
team.
That's all you have to do.
I think C.J. Stroud's better than Baker Mayfield.
I mean, maybe not right at the moment. I don't know. I'm going to take Tampa. I won't make that mistake again. I'm going to lay the 7 points for the Jets for sure.
Tampa.
I will take Tampa, but I will take the points.
Yeah, me too. That's an easy one. Close to a lock, but not quite. Sunday at 1, CBS. The 2-0 Colts are at the 0-2 Titans.
Indy by 4.5 on the road.
Oof, 4.5. Daniel Jones, just you love to see it. I love the chaos of the league.
No punts. Two games.
Crazy.
No punts.
I mean, I love when something like this happens and it turns all your conventional wisdom about quarterbacking on its head and all that.
It's almost like coaching matters.
It does. Well, I'm gonna keep the train rolling. DJ, I'm gonna lay the points too against Tennessee.
Me too.
Oh boy, I am going to take the Colts, but I will take the points. I think the Colts might have been, as Fred likes to say, smelling their farts all week and feeling good about themselves, and they were on the road, division game. I'll take the points.
I'm going to take Titans outright. Yeah, I can't live with the 3-0 Colts. That's poor to me.
It must be so hard to have all that hate in one head.
Yeah. Sunday at 1, the 1-1 Raiders are at the 1-1 Commanders.
Commanders by 3 with no Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's
Marcus Mariota.
This is another one where I'm scarred because I see Geno Smith come here and just have his way with the Patriots.
And you watch him the following Monday night look like he's never had a football in his hands before.
I just don't get it. I'm going to take. Shoot, I think I'm going to have to go back. Man, this is a really hard one. Who's this backup for Washington?
Marcus Mariota.
Oh, Mariota.
You might want to pay attention when I give you the information.
Oh, man. All right.
Alex does. That's why she's leading the picks.
I'm going to go with Vegas. I don't feel great about it, though.
Vegas, you say?
I feel the same way as Mike.
So, yeah, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to pick Vegas. Geno Smith's better than he played last week.
Yeah.
He'll bounce back.
A little bounce back game.
Brady in the booth? Oh, he can't be in the booth for this game. But I am going to take the Raiders to win the game. This is part of the Commanders'
That's really strange.
fall back to earth from last year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We predicted that.
We did predict it, but I wouldn't necessarily have predicted that Jaden Daniels wasn't going to play.
No, but it's tough to win in the NFL.
It's
Injuries,
tough. Tough to win in the NFL.
All right, now we
right.
skip over the Patriots at 1 o'clock, and we move to 4:05. This must be a typo. The Broncos are on the road
for the second week in a row, too.
At the Chargers. 1-1 Broncos, 2-0 Chargers.
The lack by 2.5.
Oof.
It's an interesting line. This is a good game. I mean, this is a good red zone game, Paul, watching Justin Herbert go against that Denver
that's why I'm really
defense.
bummed out that the Rams and Eagles are at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
That would have been prime red zone for me.
Yeah. I got to go with Justin Herbert. He's playing too good right now. I'll lay the points.
Chargers.
Yeah, this is a spot where the Chargers typically would stumble when everybody's like, they've turned the corner. They're a good team now. But I'm gonna put some faith in them. I think Herbert looks a little different to me.
And this is year 2 of Harbaugh.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a big deal.
Right.
It's a big deal. I take the Chargers. 4:05 on CBS. 0-2 Saints at the 1-1 Seahawks.
Saints have been a little frisky.
I was going to say Saints are frisky.
Even though they're winless. Seattle by 7.
7. I don't think New Orleans is going to be frisky in Seattle. I'll take Seattle. I'll lay the points.
I'll take Seattle. I'll give New Orleans the points.
Coward.
I'm going to go with Mike.
Yeah, I am trying to hedge a bit. I'm trying to hedge.
I know.
I do think at Seattle, tough when you're not used to playing there. I'll take Seattle both ways. I do think New Orleans has been a little frisky, though.
Yeah. Maybe teams are underestimating them a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to take Seahawks both ways, too. 4:25 on Fox. The 1-1 Cowboys are at the 0-2 Bears.
Dallas by 1.5. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Dallas.
Wow.
As Colin Coward might say.
This one flipped for us. Yeah, Chicago seems.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, Chicago.
I already have another one wrong.
Ben Johnson saying they don't practice with championship habits just yet. I think that continues another week. I'm going to take Dallas. I'll lay the 1.5.
I like Dallas too.
So I don't really like anybody in this game, but I'm going to take Chicago because I think the Cowboys' defense is wretchedly bad, and I think Ben Johnson might be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Chicago to get their first win.
The Bears. I'm taking the Bears to beat the Cowboys just because I want them to.
I mean, I watched highlights of that Russell Wilson throwing for 450 yards against that defense.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad.
425 on Fox, the 2-0 Cardinals at the 2-0 49ers. Big division matchup.
Yeah, San Fran by 2.5.
Good game. Mac Jones rolling, getting a lot of love
do not
this
know
week.
if he's playing.
Oh, really?
Looks like
you think Purdy might be
maybe
back?
Purdy?
They said Purdy has a chance to play.
that's
in this.
unfortunate.
A
Changes
chance. A
things.
chance.
So
Just
is
a
Mac
chance.
Jones like poisoning his food right now?
Oh my God.
Oh, Lordy.
I don't know if there's been an update today, but the last I heard, there was a chance that Purdy could play.
I do like Arizona, and I feel like somebody owns somebody in this one. Paul, maybe? No? I'm going to go San Francisco at home.
Yeah, I think you're right because that's where the division of ownership is, the NFC West. But I don't know what the answer
They're
is.
always weird. What was the spread on that?
2.5.
For Arizona?
Yeah, no,
No,
49ers.
San Francisco is favored by
this one flipped
2.5.
for us.
Come on, Deuce.
Oh, no, it flipped on my poor sheet.
Your sheet is never right.
Arizona
it's
was
mostly right.
favored
I
over
don't know
the
where
Niners.
you get this from.
According
on the
to
road.
Deuce's little printout for us.
Yeah, I know, but where do you get it? What's the source?
I Google, it's printyobrackets.com.
Printyobrackets.com.
Okay. Why don't you go to DraftKings?
They don't have a
DraftKings
printable
needs to
bracket.
make a nice PDF printable.
I've been using this for years, and I'm going to stick with it. Printyobrackets.com.
This is a coin flip one, especially with Purdy kind of up in the air. San Francisco, I guess.
Okay, good.
Paul looks bewildered right now.
Well, I'm just looking some stuff up just to make sure I didn't screw things up. I am also going to take the Niners. I think they're a better team. I do think the Cardinals have improved. I think Gannon has, got them going in the right direction, but I'll take the Niners.
I'm going to take the 49ers as well. Okay, Sunday night, 8:20 on NBC and Universo. The 0-2
favorite.
Chiefs at the 0-2 Giants.
The Chiefs by 6. That's a
Six.
great night game.
Yeah, that is a great game. I'm going to take Kansas City, and I'm going to lay the points. I think they get started in New York.
Yeah, Kansas City. I think this is a must-win for morale for them.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs' defense gets it done. I'll take Kansas City.
Me too, but I'll be rooting hard for the Giants.
Yeah.
So,
Schadenfreude.
yeah, that's one of those games where you just have to pick the Chiefs. But
Again, so much hate.
Oh,
It's such a small
absolutely.
space.
Come on now. That's what makes it fun, Paul. You have to have a reason to
Let
root
the hate
against the
flow
team.
through
Yeah.
So some might say it would be fun to root for somebody. He
Nope,
only
I
finds
do.
fun in
I
rooting
root for the
against.
Patriots.
I root for losses.
He roots again.
I root for the Patriots, and I root against everybody else. Monday night, 8:15, ESPN, ABC, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes. The 1-1 Lions at the 1-1 Ravens.
Now this
is
a Monday night matchup.
This is a man's game.
That's a good matchup.
You're a man.
Baltimore by 4.5. That's a good matchup.
Yeah,
Monday
it is a
night.
good matchup. I look forward to watching that. I'm going to take Baltimore at home. I will lay the point. Lamar gets it done.
I love Baltimore. I will take them to win. However, I think Detroit ramped it up a little last week. Give them the points.
Ramp it.
I am going to go with Deuce, and I'm going to say the Ravens at home win maybe by 2 scores.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
going
the
to
Ravens in this game.
to hedge my bet for the possible Lions win, which I think could very well happen. I will take the points, but the Ravens win at home. All right, now we move back to 1 o'clock on CBS. The 1-1 Steelers at the 1-1 Patriots.
Pittsburgh by 1.5.
Yeah, no question here. I'm going Patriots. I'll take that 1.5. I just, history. I think New England's got some momentum. I expect Pittsburgh to be better. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. But I think they'll get after Aaron Rodgers. They'll get enough pressure, and I think they'll score enough points. I'm going to go Patriots 23-17.
Home dogs. Patriots 27. Steelers 21.
I also like the Patriots in this game. Those injuries, I don't think are a joke for Pittsburgh, and I think that's been a big part of their problem defensively, and that's their identity, is defense. I don't think they have a high-powered offense, so I'm not worried about them having to get into a shootout. I think the Patriots win this one at home. Fred gets the home win he's been looking for, 23-20, New England.
Okay. Alex and I are on the same page in terms of the Patriots points, 27. I agree with that.
Pittsburgh, 0.
No, Pittsburgh manages 17. So 27-17, Patriots win. 2-1, baby. With Carolina coming to town, we're on a roll. All right, and we're out of time. So thank you, everybody, for watching, listening. Have a good weekend. Remember, Saturday is the induction ceremony. Starts at 4 o'clock. We will have that live on Patriots.com, Patriots YouTube. So make sure you're here for
Universo.
Yeah, so tune in for that. It should be a really good event. And then we'll see you Sunday.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.